your premier provider of financial services. Live from the Logos broadcast booth, it's the Platte Valley Company's pregame show.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Pioneers Baseball on the radio. My name is Carson Trail, broadcasting live from the Logos broadcast booth. This evening, following the brief rain delay, the Pioneers will play the first of a four-game homestand. Today's contest against the Gameday Angels from Parker, Colorado. More with our Platte Valley Company's pregame show, including our interview with head coach Brandon Nelson, next.
Fender bender, hailstorm, couldn't stop on the ice in time. After everyone is safe, Scottsbluff Body and Paint should be the first call you make. There isn't a better shop in the area. Our highly skilled team is experienced at performing all auto body repair and paint jobs. Stop by anytime and speak to one of our technicians, and we'll do a full inspection to show you just how little our repair services will cost you. Our work is not complete until your car is safe and you're on the road again. Call today, Scottsbluff Body and Paint, 225-6408.
Ready to step into homeownership? Platte Valley Bank can help you take advantage of every adventure. Whether you're building, buying, or moving up, we have the home loan that your needs. You have goals and dreams for your future home? Let our friendly mortgage lenders help guide you down the right path for the perfect home loan. You belong here.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Travis Hawk about Shelter's life insurance coverage options.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
From the Logos broadcast booth, once again, this is our Scottsbluff screen printing pregame interview as part of our Platte Valley Company's pregame show. Thanks again to Coach Brandon Nelson, the head of the Pioneers coaching staff, for joining us. Coming off a layoff, 3 games rained out, including a doubleheader. What are the energy levels of the team coming in?
You can just tell, kind of like we feel like unfortunately we feel like we've already been in this situation. We've already had a bunch of rainouts and things to this point. So I think our guys really, I think it's kind of the same thing as like the last layoff we had, where they're just ready to play baseball and they're excited to be here and know that, they're going to face live competition today and not have to just sit in their, in their house for however many days until we can play again. So we look good. We look excited. Guys are jumping and enthusiastic, ready to just get going.
And in order to stay sharp, you had some guys take some live at-bats the other day. How did those guys look? You threw well, and how was everything feeling going in?
It was good. I mean, when you have long layoffs like that, you want guys to stay in a rhythm and not, I guess feel surprised whenever they do finally get to play again. So we had really good weather, and we were told that the next few days were canceled. So I was like, hey, let's guys that want to throw live, at bats, let's do it so that our pitchers can stay sharp, our hitters can stay locked in on seeing velocity or in-game off-speed pitches and things like that. And we look pretty good. It's one of those things where it's tough at times to compete against your friends and things like that in a setting like that, but saw some good things, saw some things that, we needed to improve on. Had some pitchers throw too many, pitches in an inning, things like that. But outside of that, it was good. It was just good to have our guys do something in a game-like setting as opposed to just BP or throwing bullpens with no batters. So it was good for the guys.
Yeah, everybody trying to stay locked in, and a couple of new guys are getting settled in still. Logan Tribble and James Lehman, a couple of rising sophomores getting their first collegiate level knocks tonight. You have them in the lineup. Why should we be excited?
Well, first off, they both come from an extremely good Division I program in Wofford out there in South Carolina. And the fact that they've got a year under their belt in that program. Yes, they were behind some really, really good players, which is why they didn't see any action, if little to no action. I don't remember exactly, but they're both high-level players. I mean, Logan was the state player of the year in Florida during his high school time, and Lehman is just exceptionally good shortstop and good left-handed bat. I mean, as a rising freshman last year, he played in the New York Collegiate League and hit over 330, I believe. So as a, essentially like an Aiden Orr kind of guy, where he just showed up and balled out against, guys who have 2, 3, 4 years of college experience. So I expect nothing different from him as I do from anybody else. Same with Logan. They're both going to step right in, and they're going to fit into what we try to do here perfectly.
A lot of young studs on this Pioneers team. Let's talk about another one, Justin Morgan, the right-hander on the mound today for the Pioneers. We saw him a little bit against the Cage Rats in the contest that was ultimately washed out. What are some things that he can take into today's outing that he did well?
He attacked fairly well for the most part. He had his first inning, he got 2 outs on 9 pitches, and then he they extended the inning on him a little bit, so he ended up with over 20. So I just told him after that first half, I was like, hey, just stay in attack mode. Don't try to nickel and dime or be too cute. Like, just go after guys and let your defense work. And if you get swings and misses, that's perfect. But, I'd rather you attack than try not to get hit hard. And the next inning, he went out and threw 6 pitches, and then we got rained out. So, I expect him. He's got some of the better stuff on our team. He doesn't have the highest velo or anything like that, but he's got great movement, really good command. And for a young guy, he's just, he's pretty locked in as a pitcher. And you would never know it. He's very laid back, just, goofy, funny kid. But then when you see him on a mound, he's obviously a competitor. And it's really cool to see him flip the switch. And I expect to see the same thing today.
First of 4 being played today at Oregon Trail Park. Heading into our first road trip, how important is this first game especially to gathering momentum for the final 3 games and beyond?
It's huge. I mean, anytime that we play, we want to win and we want to set the tone early. And when we haven't played for a few days, we want to get right back into that. We don't want to forget what our identity is, and that's just we want to be aggressive in all facets of the game. So if we can do that today, it looks good with Liberal coming in tomorrow, another really good, talented summer team. And then finishing off this 4-day stretch with the Angels again. Going into next week in Colorado, we're going to see the Cage Rats again, and as we already know, that's a very talented team. You don't really want to crawl into that series, so you want to leave here with some good momentum going into a week trip in Colorado where we're going to see some really good talent again, and we got to make sure that we stay locked in for that.
Game 1 of a 4-game homestand against the Gameday Angels about to commence after the remainder of our Platte Valley Company's pregame show. Thank you very much, Coach, again for joining us. This has been our Scottsbluff Screen Printing pregame interview. See Shane and his crew at Scottsbluff Screen Printing for all of your summer sports needs. Once again, back more on our Platte Valley Company's pregame show, including the anthem and the lineups, next.
Spring has sprung, and High Plains Spas and Recreation remind you that it's time to de-winterize your boats and RVs. The professionals at High Plains Spas and Recreation not only de-winterize your system, that's flushing the antifreeze, protecting your plumbing in your RV and the cooling system in boats, but they can repair and service all the systems, including the electrical, AC, and heating and plumbing, to ensure that your boat or RV is ready to go when you are. High Plains Spas and Recreation, open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, 1725 East Overland, Scottsbluff.
At Team GMC, we promise you cannot buy the wrong vehicle. We want our customers to feel confident in their purchase decision. Most vehicles come with a 7-day, 500-mile, no questions asked guarantee. That's right. Most vehicle purchases come with a 7-day, 500-mile, no questions asked guarantee. Team GMC. No games, no gimmicks. You just can't buy the wrong vehicle. Team GMC in Scottsbluff. Shop online right now at teamautocenter.net. GMC, we're professional grade.
Dooley Oil has been providing great service since 1968. You can find us located at 2475 10th Street in Gearing, with a total of 5 locations to serve Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. Hi, this is Brian from Dooley Oil, letting you know that we have hydraulic, coolant, and engine oils, as well as grease in stock and on hand. Our drip oil and Blue Ribbon Death comes in a variety of sizes from 2.5s to totes. Delivery available. So for all your ag, commercial, lubricants, and fuel needs, trust the folks at Dooley Oil. Thank you for your patronage. Dooley Oil, committed to you.
Advantage Chiropractic and Acupuncture in Scottsbluff supports the Western Nebraska Pioneers, treating your chiropractic needs from newborn to 100 years old. Dr. Levi Bolin can treat all your hurts, pains, aches, and injuries. If you're experiencing pain in your head, neck, shoulders, arms, mid, or lower back, or down your legs, call for an appointment today. Advantage Chiropractic is also fully certified with Optum VA. If you know a veteran that needs chiropractic care, call Levi today. Advantage Chiropractic and Acupuncture, 308-633-1425. Go Pios.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They can give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
It takes a lot to run your business, and a lot has changed. What hasn't changed is the professional partnership with your business in E&H CPAs and Management Consultants. When you include our team, we will develop a plan to assist you with your accounting, tax planning, valuation services, and even litigation support and exit planning. Then you can focus on day-to-day responsibilities. Troy Hilliard will guide your business into the future. E&H CPAs and Management Consultants PC. Innovative, trusted, proven. 308-633-6800.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Welcome back to our Platte Valley Company's pregame show. The tarp is currently being taken off the field here at Oregon Trail Park. The rain and really a lot of thunder and lightning has finally subsided to the point where fans are now re-entering the stands, and the Western Nebraska Pioneers are ready to take the field in just a few moments. They will play the Gameday Angels this evening, the first of a 4-game homestand on this Thursday night. The Pioneers are coming off a series split and a trio of rainouts. The series split was against the Hayes Larks last week. They won Game 1 by a score of 13-1. They managed to draw that one to conclusion in 5 innings because of the 10-run rule. They batted around twice, and the Pioneers pitching certainly pulls their weight as well. Landon Murray through a complete 5-inning game, did not allow an earned run. So the pitchers before Game 2 of that weekend series were allowed to take batting practice. A very fun tradition. It's one that head coach Brendan Nelson thought that everybody had earned. Game 2, however, after the batting practice had gone to conclusion, they lost 5-3 to a very talented Hayes Larks team. They ended up going 0-for-9 with runners in scoring position, and every spot in the lineup struck out at least one time. So every missed opportunity with runners on base especially looms large, and that made the Pioneers settle for a series split. Today they have a couple of new faces in the lineup as they try to regather their momentum and get things going into the homestand and beyond. They have a 4-day and 5-game road trip coming up in Colorado. 3 against the Cage Rats, including a doubleheader, and then 2 against Gameday Angels, with whom they will square off in just a few minutes. Once again, from Oregon Trail Park, my name is Carson Trail. This is the Logos broadcast booth. Stop into Logos, and as I grab my respective paperwork, stop into Logos, and then the guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. There is no job too big or too small for Logos, located in downtown Gering. So a little bit about this Gameday Angels team from Parker, Colorado. They're part of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, and they have a lot of talent that organization usually brings in. They're a program quite similar to the Cage Rats in that they have a lot of high school and collegiate development programs, and they have a head coach with a lot of experience. Mike Coons is in his 8th year, and he has multiple years of pro and independent ball underneath his belt. So he brings in this very talented Gameday Angels lineup up against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Let's take a look at said lineups for the visiting Gameday Angels. It'll be Colton Miller leading off and playing second base. Van Hodges batting second and playing shortstop. Cale Porter, the third baseman, is batting third. Peter Goldie is the right fielder. He is batting fourth. Owen Best is playing first base, batting fifth. James Harbison is in center field. He is batting sixth. Caleb Cancino, he is catching and batting seventh. Keegan Pitton, the designated hitter today for the Angels, he is batting eighth. And Ty Large rounds out this Angels lineup, batting ninth. For the Pioneers, it'll be Coy Carpenter, the typical leadoff hitter, playing center field. Logan Tribble is making his debut tonight for the Pios. He is playing left field and batting second. Isaiah Gibbs, after the weekend off last weekend, is back in right field, batting third. Garrett Fisher, the DH today, bats fourth. Brad Halleck, the first baseman for this evening affair, he's batting fifth. Aiden Orr, the talented second baseman, once again bats sixth. Jacob Lang is in the squat, putting down the signs, batting seventh. Michael Asensio, is at third base, batting 8th. And finally, James Lehman, the second of 2 rising sophomores for the Pioneers. He is batting 9th and also making his debut here this evening at Oregon Trail. On the hill, it's going to be Justin Morgan, JMO, making his second outing, although it's his first official appearance. He appeared against the Cage Rats in a game that was ultimately postponed and will be resumed at a later date, coming up this week, actually. This coming week, the Pios will play the Cage Rats in three official times, in 2 days. Just to give you a recap of what he's done in college so far, at Centralia College, he threw 66 and 1/3 innings, 64 strikeouts, 21 walks, and a 3.80 ERA. So he's got great stuff, and that's something that Coach Nelson really speaks highly of. Not just Morgan, despite his age, but also everybody up and down the lineup. Tyler Bryant, who's scheduled to throw on Sunday here in this 4-game homestand. He is just one of a myriad of arms with strikeout kind of stuff. Justin Morgan, 6'2", 172 pounds from Taylorsville, Utah. Last outing, he had the innings drag on him a little bit. A couple of hits given up here and there. Left the game with 3, despite there being only 2 official innings of play, with a walk, and not a lot of guys struck out. Opposing him will be Brian Walters, the big and tall 6'7" right-hander from Castle Rock, Colorado, a redshirt freshman at Northeastern Junior College in Colorado. This past season, he made 3 appearances and 4 innings. 3 earned runs were allowed, and he struck out 3 and allowed 2 home runs and a walk. So he's really been snake-bitten by the long ball. That's really been a story when the Pioneers have been going well. They've been hitting the ball out of the yard and really cashing in on opportunities they have with runners in scoring position. They entered today on an 0 for 9 after being shut down by the Hayes Larks. It looked for a while that those problems that they had were, kind of going away. Everybody was very optimistic that they had left those struggles with runners in scoring position behind them. There was a while where they put together an 0 for a dozen, at least. So, about to get underway here at Oregon Trail Park, the Pios and the Angels playing the first of 2. The Angels on a 4-game road trip play a pair, I believe, against North Platte tomorrow and the day after that. They will bookend their 4-game road trip with games here at Oregon Trail Park. The weather today, for a while it looked like it was a real improvement from the canceled affairs earlier on this past weekend, but it still just did not let up enough for us to begin on time. We're at about 7:30. That's an hour behind schedule here. And fortunately, the lightning has subsided enough for there to be any possibility of a game today. Now the starting lineups are being announced. Once again, the front 3 for the Pioneers: Coy Carpenter, Logan Tribble, and Isaiah Gibbs playing in center, left, and right field. In respective order, Isaiah Gibbs, after a weekend off last weekend, he is back in the lineup for the Pioneers. He is really a spark plug on offense. And that is such a big part of why the Pioneers offense has managed to find any kind of success this year. The 4-5-6, Garrett Fisher, the DH, Brad Halleck, the first baseman, Aiden Orr, the second baseman. Halleck's a big dude with a lot of pop. Garrett Fisher and Aiden Orr, some sneaky guys, each with a home run. Aiden Orr, in fact, has 2. Jacob Lang, Michael Asensio, and James Lehman, the final 3 batters, with Jacob Lang catching, Michael Asensio at third, and James Lehman at shortstop. Once again, the Angels, it's Miller, Hodges, and Porter at second, shortstop, and third base. Peter Goldie in right field, Owen Best at first, James Harbison in center field. Those are the 4-5-6 hitters. Caleb Cancino, Keegan Pitton, and Ty Large are the final 3 for this very talented Angels lineup. Now let's pause briefly for our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through
Our national anthem. We are finally ready to begin here at Morgan Trail Park, albeit a bit behind schedule. Justin Morgan taking the mound from a Utah native. He is on the hill for the second time this year, the first time officially he is. His season debut against Cajun Reds Baseball Club of Colorado Springs was ultimately cut short. The rain delays have really been a problem for the Pios recently. Many of their including a road trip this past week in Colorado, that was washed away, as well as multiple games heading back the past couple of weeks, which is why tonight's key to the game is going to be everybody stay sharp. The team really had some extra reps earlier this week with the good weather in Gehring. They managed to take some live at-bats against some very talented pitchers. The Pioneer staff is not to be trifled with, so hopefully the hitters are able to really come out swinging, maintaining that sense of confidence entering this weekend. Key to the game is brought to you by Team Auto Center, home of the lifetime warranty on every new vehicle from Team Auto. So the defense for the Pioneers one more time. Tribble, Carpenter, and Gibbs, the outfield from left to right. Asensio at the third, Lehman at short, Orr at second, and Halleck at first, with Jacob Lang in the squad putting down the sides. The sky is still gray high overhead, although the rain and lightning have subsided in the vicinity of Oregon Trail Park. The Pioneers and Angels, each with a lot of rainouts coming from this past week. Everybody's ready to play some baseball. There's not been a whole lot of waiting around as first up, Colton Miller, the second baseman, will get the first at-bat of the weekend for the Gameday Angels. Thank you very much for joining us again. I'm Carson Trail from the Logos broadcast booth. Our first pitch is brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza, 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. It's love at 425 degrees, and don't forget to register for all the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal. There's a fastball missing low from Justin Morgan for ball one. Colton Miller, the second baseman, batting left-handed. Miller, Hodges, and Porter due up for the Gameday Angels. There's a pitch missing way outside, a fastball. Morgan, the 6'2" right-hander, a slender frame, but he really throws like a slingshot, high three-quarter release. He kicks this and deals, and a slider misses upstairs. 3 straight balls to Colton Miller. Hopefully that rain delay didn't affect Morgan's rhythm and command too much. Miller, a fast runner. Here's the pitch. And a strike taken at the knees. Miller steps out. For a moment, it looks like as though he were going to walk to first base, but he's back in without a protest. Slightly open stance. Infield playing straight away. And there's a fastball missing up and inside, ball 4. So Colton Miller starts this game out with the base on balls. The umpiring crew for today is Jamie Baltzar behind home plate and Jordan McDaniel in the field. They'll be with us for the duration of this weekend. As up next, it'll be Van Hodges. Hodges batting right-handed with Miller at first and nobody out. The pitch up and in. It nearly takes Hodges' head off before he's able to get himself fully settled in the box. Hodges ducks down with a startled look on his face. 1-0. Miller, a fast runner at first with Halleck holding. Step off the throw to first, and they got him. So as surprised as Hodges was at the brushback fastball, Colton Miller was surprised at Justin Morgan's pickoff move. The leadoff walk immediately erased. And Van Hodges, in a 1-0 count, will have the bases empty for him. The pitch is swung and chopped toward third. Asensio, nice high hop, fields it. Double clutches, throws to first, just in time. He got Hodges by about a half a step. So Justin Morgan, when it's all said and done, gets a couple of quick outs here in the first, and that'll bring up Cale Porter. Porter, right-handed batter, lots of power. The third baseman with a slightly open stance as Justin Morgan pitches and a high fly ball out toward medium deep center field. Carpenter now moves over towards straightaway after initially shading toward the gap. He reaches up to make the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a walk, and yet nobody left on base for the Angels. We head to the last of the first. It is the Angels nothing, and the Pioneers coming up on the West Coast scoreboard.
Service and quality products. That's why you know you can trust the knowledgeable people at Westco to provide you sound agronomic advice, aerial application, bulk fuel, lubricants, propane, tires, and other essentials to keep your operation running smoothly. Our priority is helping you succeed. Call or visit your nearest Westco location today. Westco. Service, solutions, success.
Westco's your best value through and through.
Wells Fargo Advisors has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment to helping you plan effectively, invest wisely, and map a realistic course to your future is nowhere more evident than our Envision planning process. Put the process to work for you, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Call financial advisor Ryan Windhorst today at 632-7561. That's 632-7561.
Investment in insurance products not FDIC insured. No bank guarantee may lose value. Wells Fargo Advisors is a trade name used by Wells Fargo Clearing Services LLC, member SIPC.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Defensively for the Gameday Angels, the outfield from left to right, Large, Harbison, and Goldie. It'll be Porter at third base, Hodges, Van Hodges at shortstop, Colton Miller at second, and Owen Best at first. Caleb Cancino is in the squat, putting down the signs. On the hill, the big, tall right-hander, Brian Walters. That tall 6'7" frame against Coy Carpenter, the left-handed batter. Carpenter trying to get things started and rebound after a rough game against the Hayes Larks last weekend, and he takes a rough called strike on the upper outside part of the plate. No score here in the last of the first. Carpenter, who really prides himself by having knowledge of the strike zone, swings and rolls this one up the middle. To his left, Hodges has it, throws across his body to first, just in time. The shortstop Hodges, shading toward the middle, had to reach down and ultimately made a throw on a run. But a nice play retires Carpenter. And one is away for the first at bat of the season for Logan Tribble. Logan Tribble, standing at 5'11" and 180 pounds, a rising sophomore from Bradenton, Florida. He didn't play a whole lot last year at Wofford, a very strong Division I program. And he takes a changeup in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Tribble's a real competitor and a guy who is an outstanding athlete and a winner. As he swings and fouls one off, he got a good swing and a fastball down in the strike zone, and it's 0-2. No score with one out and nobody on here in the last of the first. Pios trying to get things underway. Trying to give Justin Morgan some run support here as Walters kicks and deals, and a swing and miss on a changeup in the dirt. So Logan Tribble strikes out on 3 straight pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Brian Walters with a very sharp breaking changeup with movement down and out of the strike zone. He makes quick work of the auspicious young right-handed batter, and that'll bring up Isaiah Gibbs. Gibbs, hoping to stay sharp after the weekend off last weekend, takes a big curveball in at the knees for a called strike. So that's 3 pitches now that Brian Walters has established, and we're just in the first inning. The pitch and another breaking ball. This one down and out of the strike zone. That's the kind of pitch that starts about shoulder height. And although it doesn't have that much speed, it broke down below the knees. Gibbs, powerful right-handed batter, a narrow stance, feet nearly together, as he swings and misses over the top a changeup, and it's 1-2. Gibbs is a guy who's been exceptionally difficult to strike out this year. In fact, he has not been punched out as of yet. Brian Walters trying to make him his first, and Gibbs swings at a high fastball and flies one deep down the right field line, way back there into foul ground, and it lands well beyond the reach of Goldie, who was giving chase. That one didn't strike anybody as one that would have any chance of being a home run, although it ended up being fairly close to one with enough distance at least. The 1-2. One more time, a curveball bounced on the ground to third base. It is picked up in foul ground by Porter. And it would have been a tough play to get the fast-moving Gibbs regardless. 1 ball, 2 strikes one more time. Gibbs trying to just stay alive and extend the first inning. Garrett Fisher, the DH, is on deck. He would be next. Gibbs waiting as Walters sets above the belt and deals. And there's a swing and a hard ground ball to short. A big hop for Owen Best, who almost gets handcuffed, but wrestles it and takes it to the bag himself. So 3 up, 3 down go to the Pioneers. That's ultimately been the case for either pitcher. They have both faced the minimum, as Justin Morgan will return to the mound in the second. A scoreless game here at Oregon Trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Maximize your vehicle's engine protection with professional-grade filtration at Russell's Automotive in Scottsbluff. When you have a MicroGuard oil, air, or cabin filter installed from Russell's Automotive, you will receive a prepaid Visa for each filter, up to $20 from now through June 30th. It's a simple, short rebate form that can either be submitted online or mailed in. Get up to a $20 rebate and save with your oil change service this summer. Request your appointment today by calling 308-635-4065 or by going online to russellsautomotive.com.
The Simmons Olson Law Firm has been a proud member of the Scottsbluff Gearing community for decades. The 10 lawyers and 8 staff members are committed to the Panhandle. The Simmons Olson Law Firm sets the standard in legal representation to help you solve problems and provides help and monetary support to many organizations in our community, whether supporting our student athletes and schools or the many organizations that help those in need. The lawyers and staff of the Simmons Olson Law Firm are committed to making our communities thrive.
Are you ready to put down roots into a home you love? Hi, my name is Jennifer Yurdi Ellis, and I'm a loan officer at Castle & Cook Mortgage. I've been proud to serve the great people of the Panhandle since 2015. If you're ready to make the leap into home ownership, give me a call at 308-220-0503. That's 308-220-0503.
Jennifer Yurdi Ellis, NMLS ID 1059626. Not all who apply will qualify. Equal housing lender, Castle & Cook Mortgage, LLC, NMLS ID 1251.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Top of the second inning at Oregon Trail Park as Justin Morgan just misses the low part of the strike zone. The batter is Peter Goldie, the big, tall right fielder. Batting right-handed, slightly open stance as J-Mo blows a fastball by him at the upper part of the zone. He swings and misses. 1-1. Goldie, Best, and Harbison, the 4, 5, 6 hitters, due up for the Gameday Angels. Here's Morgan pitching, and a slider down, breaking out of the strike zone. 2-1. Goldie, a rising junior and self-described utility man, playing in right field today. He's got a good arm, and he takes a slider that snaps over the middle of the plate at the knees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin Morgan electing to work from the windup with the infield playing straight away behind him. The pitch. Slider a little bit outside. Missed the far corner by a couple of inches. 3-2. Morgan trying to avoid starting his second straight inning with a walk. The payoff is up and in, and well, he didn't start this inning with a walk. He started with a hit by pitch. That one got a piece of Peter Goldie, and he walks on down to first base. So free passes at times have really been the Achilles heel of the Pioneers pitching staff. And the second inning begins with one. Up next, Owen Best. Big, strong, left-handed batter up against the right-hander Morgan. Morgan slide step the first pitch very high. An easy take for Owen Best, and it's 1-0. Dr. Levi Bolin at Advantage Chiropractic in Scottsbluff, treating all of your chiropractic needs from 0 to 100 years old. Athletes and veterans, Dr. Bolin specializes in treating your aches, pains, and injuries. Call today for an appointment, and there's a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Call today for an appointment and start to get back to better health. Advantage Chiropractic at 633-1425. Advantage Chiropractic sponsors our Game Stats, which we will bring you in just a moment. J-Mo steps off, throws to first, and after he picked off the leadoff man last inning. He's able to make it close for Peter Goldie, but Goldie dives back in safely without much hassle. The count's still 1-1 in field of double play depth. The second baseman Orr a couple of steps toward the hole. Step off another throw to first, and once again, Peter Goldie dives safely back, and Owen Best is just kind of biding his time in the left-handed batter's box. The big, strong left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Best, holding his hands by his ears, takes a breaking ball in the dirt, where it's smothered by the catcher Lang. 2-1. Our game stats are the ones that are not official. Last outing for Justin Morgan cut short and ultimately postponed. But he went 2 innings, allowing no earned runs, 3 hits, and a walk. And he fires a strike in at the knees with a fastball, and it's 2-2. A lot of deep counts for Justin Morgan early on in this game. Peter Goldie ran it full, and was issued first base after being hit by the payoff pitch. As Morgan, 2-2 pitch is bounced to first, picked out by Halleck. The throw to second for 1. In time, the turn to first, picked again, but off the bag, Brad Halleck made a dive as that throw from the shortstop Lehman was slightly offline. But Halleck really was disagreeing with the field umpire, Jordan McDaniel. He thought he kept his foot on the bag. It would have been an outstanding display of athleticism. He picked the ball out of the dirt as he was positioned just on the edge of the infield grass. He fired an accurate throw to Lehman covering short second base, the shortstop. Made a throw to first that was offline and a bit hurried, but Halleck not only was able to keep that in front of him, but he very, very nearly made that too. So a fielder's choice, and now Owen Best, the man at first. For James Harbison. Harbison with a closed stance in the right-handed batter's box takes a strike at the knees with a breaking ball. Harbison, a freshman outfielder, onto speed and pretty well built as well. He's got some power as he swings and drives this one out toward deep right center field. Carpenter racing back. He looks up and it's over his head. One hop up against the wall out in right center field. Coming to third, Owen Best. He's going to be waved home. Here comes the throw all the way home. On one hop, it is just a bit too late. And ultimately, Owen Best is able to score standing up. It's an RBI double for James Harbison. And a well-struck ball at that missed being a home run by less than a dozen feet. It's 1-0 in favor of the Angels here in the second. That ball looked like it was a slider out over the plate. Justin Morgan managed to steal a strike on that first pitch, and now that missed double play opportunity looming large with 1 out and still a man in scoring position. Now it's Caleb Cancino who looks at looks at ball 1 just a bit below the knees. That one split the plate, although perhaps just a bit below the kneecaps of the right-handed batting Cancino. Cancino very lanky, not the typical build of a catcher. Slightly open stance, right-handed batter. An opportunity to extend this early lead after Harbison drove in a run. As he swings and lines this one the other way, starting in, now going back is Gibbs. He leaps up and it's over his head. That one went by him and dies on the edge of the warning track. Coming to third and running through the stop sign, Harbison. The throw misses the cutoff man Orr and skips straight to second base. It's too late to get Cancino, and James Harbison comes in to score. It's 2-0. Boy, what happened there? Gibbs, who's typically so sure-handed out there and right, started in on that line drive, and it ultimately sailed on him. So things starting to come apart a little bit here in the second inning. 2 across on a couple of missed defensive opportunities, and Keegan Pitt in the DH will have the chance to extend the lead further. Right-handed batter swings and bounces this one right off of his front foot. It kicks out into fair ground, though, and there was no call. Apparently, it might have even got a piece of his bat. The pitcher Morgan came off the mound to field it and threw to first in time. So on what looked initially like a foul ball, it'll turn into a 1-3 putout. There was also not much of a protest from Keegan Pitton. That's something you usually see a hitter argue. So ultimately, the call by the home plate umpire Balthazar was the right one. On the play, Cancino advances to third. Now the number 9 hitter, Ty Large, as Justin Morgan misses way outside and high with the fastball, ball 1. A hit batsman and a pair of doubles gave the Gameday Angels a 2-0 lead in their season opener. There's a swing and a miss by Ty Large. Right over top a slider, and it's 1-1. Large, the final of 3 lefties up against Justin Morgan as he works from the windup and throws, and there's a swing and a miss on a sinker darting down and out of the zone. 1-2. Here's Morgan's windup and pitch, and a fastball misses just away. There haven't been a whole lot of borderline calls given by the home plate umpire Balthazar this game. Nonetheless, Morgan would certainly stand to benefit from one as there's a swinging and bouncing ball up along third. Asensio has it behind the bag, shuffles and throws to first. A good stretch by Halleck. Gets him. And timed by a couple of steps. Large is retired, and so are the Angels, but not before 2 come across to score on 2 hits and a hit batsman. We head to the last of the second. It is 2-0 the Pios trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Right now at Viera Wireless, we're celebrating the season of our loving moms, our hardworking dads, and our new and hopeful grads. Show them appreciation with one of our best deals ever. Get half off any tablet when you buy a phone with a new or renewed line. That includes the latest generation tablets from Apple and Samsung. You can also get them a new Samsung Galaxy S23 on us when you buy another one with trade-in. For more information, visit your local Viera store today. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
When you decide to sell your car, there are so many more options than ever before. Do not overlook Team Auto Center as a top-rated buyer for your old vehicle. No need to trade it in on a new one. Team Auto Center will give you a fair market price for your vehicle with no expectation of you purchasing from us. Come experience the difference at Team Auto Center or visit us online at teamautocenter.net.
Ryan's Welding and Trailer Sales in Scottsbluff is your authorized PJ trailer dealer, as well as a full-service welding and fabrication shop. As your PJ dealer, they have lots of options from dump trailers and bumper pull dumps to equipment tilts, super wides, car haulers, and utilities. These PJ trailers are built in Texas to hold up to the hard-working professional using them. Come see the quality for yourself. 1110 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, or call 308-575-0710 to find what you're looking for. If it's not in stock, they can get it for you. Ryan Welding and Trailer Sales.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So a little bit of an unexpected turn of events here. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Gameday Angels. It is John Kluss, a left-hander from Cloud County Community College. Kluss in relief of Brian Walters, who turned in a dominant piece of work on the mound. Kluss is one of 5 left-handers that the Gameday Angels have available for them, and he's pitching with the 2-run lead. It is 2-0 in favor of the Gameday Angels in their season opener as we head to the last of the second inning. Garrett Fisher, Brad Halleck, and Aiden Orr, the 4, 5, 6 hitters, due up against the Angels left-hander. Fisher batting right-handed. He's got some power, and it is often on display. One of 3 men on the Pioneers starting lineup to have an OPS over 1,000. That is one of the more modern measurements for production shorthand. The combination of on-base percentage and slugging, 800 is a good number, 900 is great, and 1,000 is outstanding. There's a swing and a foul straight back. No balls into 1 strike. Fisher, a home run on the year. And he's nearly getting on base half the time. So valuable that not only he can get on base, but also he can do it while playing a variety of different positions as he takes a strike at the knees, 0-2. Fisher's caught. He's DH. He's played third and he's played second. He really likes making himself as available as possible to get his bat in the lineup. As the 0-2 is hit foul down the line. The lefty Kluss still ahead of him. Infield playing straight away with Porter, the third baseman, positioned back and toward the line. Fisher back in the right-handed batter's box. As Kluss, working from the stretch, deals. And there's a swing and a shot hit deep and foul down the left field line. Everybody had to crane their necks to see where that one came down, and I didn't even know if it did. That had home run distance, although it was foul enough for there not to be any real certainty. Fisher ready as Kluss kicks and deals, and a changeup in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kluss comes to a stop below the letters and now pitches. And this hard hit ball smashed toward the Pio's dugout. It takes a bounce off the net and trickles gently toward the third base coaching box. That'll give a couple of guys a jolt of adrenaline, but nothing more. Still 1-2. A good battle being put together by the DH Fisher. Kluss deals and a slider in the dirt. So Fisher, who keeps drawing this at-bat out in an even count. Brad Halleck, the power-hitting first baseman, on deck would be next. Last of the second inning only. It's 2-0 the Pios trail after a rain delay. As Fisher takes below the knees. Kluss certainly wanted it. And he kind of bounced up and down a bit after he finished his pitch as though he wanted the call. The rain has subsided, but you can see a lot of lightning off in the distance in a weather system that seems to be moving in this general direction. Hopefully that doesn't become a factor. As the 3-2 is bounced on the ground to third. Porter reaches down to glove it. He fires across the diamond to first in time. And that's out number 1. Now, everybody's adamant that this game will be played to completion. At one point, everybody was ready to compromise and settle for a 7-inning game, although that seems to be out of the question now as Brad Halleck strides in. He takes an inside strike, and it's 0-1. So, the weather seems to be out of the question, although the forks of lightning off in the distance really might have something else to say about it. There's a breaking ball outside, missing to the right-handed batting Halleck. Halleck probably a bit more enthusiastic about seeing a left-hander instead of the nasty Brian Walters as he swings and pops one high in the air over toward the first base dugout. Best gives it a look, but it is out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halleck, for all his production this year and for as powerful as his swing is, has not had a home run. Definitely overdue, though. The outfield showing him due respect as he swings and smokes this one to deep center field. Harbison rangy back now. He squares up and circles to his left to make the catch. Halleck really put a charge into that one, but it didn't carry out nearly far enough. And it's out number 2. 2-0, the Pioneers trailing here in the last of the second. So now it's Aiden Orr, the very talented freshman from Oakland University. He has not had an official NCAA at bat, but he's already made an impact in the middle of this Pios lineup as he takes a ball missing outside. Lefty on lefty for the first time this game. John Kluss, who came in this inning, facing off against Orr with Jacob LeBlanc, the catcher, to follow. 2 outs, nobody on, and there's a swing and a ball hit high and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Orr, slightly open stance. Not a big guy, but a very powerful and explosive left-handed stroke. The 1-1 is swung on and missed right over the top of fastball, and it's 1-2. Orr has also been one of the marquee RBI guys, despite not being here since the season opener. That is to say, he made his debut after it. He takes a called strike right at the knees, and Orr is set down on strikes. So for the second straight inning, 3 up, 3 down to the Pioneers. We head to the third. 2-0 they trail to the Gameday Angels on the West Coast scoreboard.
Be the envy of the neighborhood with the new Green Mountain Grill from High Plains Spas and Recreation. In addition to Green Mountain Grills, High Plains Spas and Recreation also has the pellets, cooking spices, rib racks, smoking shelves, covers, and other accessories, as well as replacement parts. If they don't have what you need, they could get it. Yep, get a Green Mountain Grill and be that neighbor that's always admired for the wonderful, yummy barbecue smells. High Plains Spas and Recreation, open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, 1725 East Overland in Scottsbluff.
Intralinks has been supporting computer systems in our area for over 20 years. Intralinks can review your systems and your expenses to help your bottom line. Intralinks also installs low-voltage wiring, IP-based camera systems, and IP-based phone systems. With Intralinks on your side, technology isn't an obstacle, it's an opportunity for your business. Call Intralinks today to schedule your free 1-hour consultation. 632-6590. That's 632-6590.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Top of the third inning here at Oregon Trail Park, as the Gameday Angels will come up for the second time against Justin Morgan. They scratched 2 across in the second inning, and then the first pitch is swung on and popped up by Colton Miller, the second baseman. It is in foul ground down the third base side, and it clatters off the metal bleachers there out of play strike 1. It was a hit batsman and a pair of doubles that allowed the Angels to capitalize. Justin Morgan, who hopes to not have any more innings spiral out of control. For his third inning of work, he misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got great stuff, but you could kind of see where issues in his control might stem from, as the 1-1 is at the knees, taken for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. J-Mo trying to punch out his first batter of the evening, and there's a swing and a little pop-up out toward shallow center field. Carpenter racing in, and it falls in front of him on a short hop. Base hit. So Colton Miller is aboard for the second time to start out an inning, and that'll bring up Van Hodges. That always stinks as a pitcher when you're unable to really set a guy down after getting so far ahead of him. But credit to Miller for just getting the bat to the baseball. So now it'll be Van Hodges. Hodges grounded out his last time, and he takes a ball a little bit up and in. Jamie Balthazar says that was too far off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Justin Morgan working from the first base side of the rubber. Slide step, and then the pitch is inside. The runner takes off. The throw to second is off the glove of Aiden Orr, who's covering the bag, and it trickles out toward the edge of the outfield grass. Fortunately, Lehman was backing up the play, so that'll go down as a stolen base. Even with the slide step, Colton Miller just too fast. Van Hodges now in a spot where he can get him over without getting him in, and it'll still be a job well done. Hodges waits as Morgan throws, and there's a ball missing just below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes. Not really a base open considering there's nobody out in the inning. J-Mo pitching for the strikeout. A look at second, 2 now, and the pitch. And a breaking ball at the knees that splits the plate for strike 1. 2-0, the Pioneers trail, with the Angels threatening yet again here in the third inning. Justin Morgan, slide step, and the pitch is swung on and missed strike 2. That was a high fastball with some sink. Not typically a spot where you look to spot that pitch. Justin Morgan with crackling stuff. A mirror of the lightning occurring far beyond in the background. There's a pitch up and inside, ball 4. So Morgan issues his second walk and his third free pass in as many innings. First and second, still nobody out for the number 3 hitter, Cale Porter. Miller at second, Hodges at first. Porter coming up after flying out his previous trip. Infield's double play depth. And there's a pitch way inside and high, ball 1. Justin Morgan not really displaying a whole lot of command of his release with such a herky-jerky kind of slingshot windup. It can be hard to repeat at times. So go his issues with control. Slide step in the pitch, and a breaking ball, not missing by a whole lot, but a miss nonetheless. It's 2-0. A single, a steal, and a walk, starting things out for Gameday from Parker, Colorado, here in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch from Morgan, and a fastball that misses again as well. So that is 8 pitches and now 7 balls. 9 pitches, 7 balls from Justin Morgan. Both runners take their lead. Morgan slides and pitches, and it's up and in, ball 4. So now Morgan has loaded the bases with his 3rd walk of the game already. And that'll bring up Peter Goldie. This is exactly the spot that you'd like to avoid, as the pitching coach, Tyson Ellis, will go out and have a word. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorst at 632-7561. Together, we'll go far. Wells Fargo. So, the intimate meeting on the mound between the pitching coach, Tyson Ellis, the catcher, Jacob Lang, and Justin Morgan, the right-hander, that is adjourned. He will take the mound, working from the stretch against the right-handed batter and power threat, Peter Goldie, and there's a strike taken at the knees. The corner infielders, Halleck at first and Asensio at third, are playing with their toes touching the infield grass. They are playing for the plate. But with the Pios already down by 2, the middle infield is demonstrating that they'll trade a pair of outs for a run, and there's a swing and a miss. That slider not necessarily where Morgan wanted it, over the inside corner. But it got a swinging strike, and it's 0-2. Morgan, who's had trouble trying to put guys away this game, looking for a big strikeout here in the 3rd inning. 2-0 Pios trail. There's a swing and a line drive in center field. Over comes Carpenter toward the left center field gap. He makes the catch. Coming and tagging from third and scoring the 3rd run of the game, Colton Miller. The latter 2 runners, Hodges and Cale Porter, will have to hold. But it's a sacrifice fly for the Angels and Peter Goldie, making it 3-0 Gameday. So Morgan, despite allowing the run, gets his first out. So far, they have come at a premium here this game, and that'll bring up Owen Best. Best, the first baseman, hit into a fielder's choice his last time, bounced one to first, but the Pios unable to turn 2. There's a strike. The first pitcher's pitch that Morgan has gotten off the outside, rather on the outside corner with a fastball. 0-1. Hodges and Porter, the runners at second and first base respectively. Infield playing a double play depth. There's a ball in about the same spot, a breaking ball that was trying to wrap its way around to the outside corner, but this time Morgan doesn't get the call, and that evens the count. Morgan steps off to reassess things with Lang. Lang is very aggressive with his pitch calling. He doesn't like to wait around or waste pitches. Justin Morgan, on the other hand, is trying to be a bit too careful. There's a breaking ball that just misses. He tried for that outside strike again, but he didn't get it, and it's 2-1. James Harbison, the center fielder who had an RBI double his last time up, he is on deck. 3-0, the Pioneers trail here in the third inning. The pitch is a strike taken at the knees with the fastball. And once again, Justin Morgan in a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit in the air out toward deep center field. Carpenter angling back toward the alleyway. He reaches up and makes the catch. Tagging at second, and now a wild throw in toward third base that sails over the cutoff man Lehman. Asensio has to pick it up on the infield grass. Fortunately for Carpenter, who made that errant throw, it'll function as just a fly out, and the runner at first, Porter, will not decide to take the extra base. Van Hodges tags and advances to third. Justin Morgan now facing James Harbison. Runners at the corners as the first pitch is a foul tip into the glove of Lang, and it's no balls into 1 strike. First and third situation, Halleck the only man holding on his runner. Big hole in the right side for the right-handed batter. The runner from first goes. The pitch is thrown to second. The throw is a little bit offline. The runner took off, and the runner at third scored uncontested. Van Hodges just jogged to home plate. Aiden Orr, the second baseman, was almost cutting it off in front of the bag. He had the runner at first base, Porter, out by a mile. But the throw, he took a little bit too far off the bag. Porter slid around it. And Van Hodges advanced home uncontested. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So another 2 more runs across for the Gameday Angels that really could have been avoided. As we head to the last of the third, 4-0, the Pios trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
At Wells Fargo Advisors, we've found that clients appreciate a planning process that adjusts to the twists and turns of their lives. If you're rethinking your life's goals, the Envision process can help you try on your ideas before committing to them. Maybe you're thinking about retiring early or starting your own business. Your Envision plan can tell you how adding a goal like that could affect your ability to reach your objectives. For more information, call Ryan Windhorst today at 632-7561. Again, that's 632-7561.
Investment in insurance products not FDIC insured. No bank guarantee may lose value. Wells Fargo Advisors is a trade name used by Wells Fargo Clearing Services LLC, member SIPC.
It's time to change up your pizza nights because Papa Murphy's now offers calzones. Whether you try their Buffalo Ranch chicken, pepperoni, and mozzarella, or create your own, each one is hand-braided and filled with the freshest ingredients tucked into the scratch-made dough. Then you bake it to golden perfection so you can enjoy it hot out of your oven. It's the perfect addition to every take-and-bake occasion. So get your hands on a calzone today from Papa Murphy's. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Our producers know that running a successful operation these days requires having reliable service and quality products. That's why you can trust the knowledgeable people at Westco to provide you sound agronomic advice, aerial application, bulk fuel, lubricants, propane, tires, and other essentials to keep your operation running smoothly. Our priority is helping you succeed. Call or visit your nearest Westco location today. Westco. Service, solutions, success.
Westco's your best value through and through.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So the third straight inning brings a third straight new pitcher for the Gameday Angels. Vincent Quintana, the right-hander from Otero Junior College. He is on the mound in relief of the left-hander John Kluss, the third arm of the game. Taking a look at a little bit about him. Coming off his sophomore year, the right-hander working from the windup. Fastball, curveball, changeup kind of guy. Hides the ball pretty well in his delivery. He's very deceptive. And 6 foot even, 180 pounds from Pueblo, Colorado. This Gameday Angels team recruits very heavily from the Colorado region, them being based in the area. He had an 8.71 ERA at Otero this past year in 20 2/3 innings pitched. 18 strikeouts and 15 walks, so He's a guy who at times has faltered a bit with his command. He's got quite a bit of cushion to work with that has doubled each of the past 2 frames. 2 across in the second. 2 more in the third inning for the Game Day Angels. So now Jacob Lang, the right-handed batting catcher, is starting things off, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls the sinker off to the right side out of play. 7, 8, 9 hitters, Lang, Asensio, and James Lehman due up for the Pioneers here in the last of the third. 4-0 they trail despite only having allowed 3 hits, and there's a ball in the dirt. Easy take, 1 ball, 1 strike. Quintana gets his sign. Sets at the belt, now winds and throws. Fastball in the dirt, easy take, and it's 2-1. Lang choked up on his bat slightly open stance as well. He takes a breaking ball just a bit low, and it's 3-1. 4-0 the Pioneers trail. Jacob Lang trying to be the first base runner of the game for the Pios as he fouls one off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was a challenge fastball, one that Lang does not miss very often. But he did, and now he needs to find some way to get on base. Michael Asensio to follow. Quintana looks in. Now he winds and throws. Swinging and a bouncing ball to the left side, a chopper to the third baseman Porter. He shuffles and fires a low liner to first in time. Jacob Lang is retired. Porter's been getting some good work over there. The balls hit to him have not been hit all that hard. He's gotten some good throws off, and that'll keep the Angels pitching staff from facing anybody over the minimum, as Michael Asensio takes downstairs for ball 1. Asensio, a .409 on base percentage, and he's come up with some pretty big hits in the Pioneers' victories when they've had them. They enter 4-3, and there's a ball downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Asensio, a big, strong right-handed batter. Lots of power. 3 runs batted in this year as well. Here's the pitch. Inside, and it hits him. So that's the 5th time this year that Asensio has been plunked by a ball. And now he has more hit by pitches than he does hits themselves. That's the first base runner for the Pioneers. And at this point, they'll take him any way they can get them. Quintana ends up losing him, and that'll bring up James Lehman. Lehman, the latter of the 2 position players in this lineup, making his season debut today. 180 pounds, standing 6 foot tall, from Wofford College. A South Carolina native. He didn't play a whole lot in his previous collegiate season, but he's an outstanding athlete, and he's a guy that the Pios will look to at shortstop as he squares the bunt and pops it up foul. Bounces right in front of Coy Carpenter in the on-deck circle. 0-1. That was an instance the Dames might have been bunting for a hit. It's not really a sacrifice situation, not only with a runner at first, but with a man out, and the Pios down by 4. Slightly open stance, the left-handed batter takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-2. So Quintana has really been spotting his pitches effectively here. No balls and 2 strikes. Asensio leads away from first, the stretch. And a fastball missing below the knees. Not by a whole lot, but enough for James Lehman to lay off with relative ease. The Pios still looking for their first hit, although they have a runner aboard. Here's the pitch, and it is in the dirt. Blocked skillfully by Cancino. 2-2. A man out, runner at first, infield playing double play depth. The third baseman, Porter, is shaded well off the line toward the middle. And a step off by Quintana as he looks toward first base. Quintana, his gray pants pulled over his stirrup socks. Comes sit at the belt. Now he kicks and deals, and it's off the plate away, 3-2. So the first two arms for Gameday had no problem finding the strike zone, but for the second of three hitters, Quintana trying to avoid another long at bat, and Lehman takes a fastball down low, ball 4. So 2 straight base runners have reached for the Pioneers, despite them not having a hit just yet. The first walk allowed by the Gameday pitching staff, and now the Pios in a spot where they might be able to do some damage. Boy Carpenter is up with 2 runners on and still only 1 away. Carpenter, left-handed batter. He had a game to forget his last time, striking out 4 times. And he takes a strike on the outside corner, a bit low. At least that's what Carpenter thought when he kind of let his head droop. After that call was made, no balls, 1 strike. Quintana checks on second. Asensio leading. Here's the pitch. And another belated called strike 2. And at this point, Carpenter looks a bit frustrated up there. He really thinks, and he's shown in his college career, that he has a great idea of what's a strike and what is not. The 0-2 is reached for and hit foul. Down the left side, out of play. That's the kind of swing that you have to take. Ordinarily, I suspect Carpenter would lay off that pitch with relative ease, but with the expanded strike zone, that has now become borderline and too close to take. The pitch, and Carpenter swings and lines this one down the left field line. It is slicing, and it is foul. Asensio, who had already rounded third, anticipating that one landing in fair territory. He's going to have to jog on back to second. The same can be said for Lehman, who reached base at first on the walk. Coy Carpenter, the speedy left-handed batter, really an on-base threat as opposed to a power guy, but he's back in the box. The pitch on the way, and he takes strike 3 called, a backdoor breaking ball executed beautifully by Quintana. That's his first strikeout, and Carpenter takes his helmet off and walks dejectedly back to the third base dugout. It's been a rough go of him for the veteran left fielder the past couple of games. 2 on, 2 out now for Logan Tribble. Tribble struck out in his first at-bat, albeit it was against Brian Walters. Walters was so dominant that it was a bit surprising not to see kind of a bullpen game, for the Gameday Angels. Logan Tribble, strong right-handed batter in his season debut for the Pios. The first pitch, a front door breaking ball, snapped in there for a strike. And now Tribble does not look all that content with how the strike zone has been taking shape. 4-0 the Pios trail, and there's a swing and a late foul ball out of play down on the right side, 0-2. So Quintana, after getting a relatively straightforward first out, hit a guy, walked a guy, and now is in a position where he can punch out 2 straight. Isaiah Gibbs, a powerful right-handed hitter on deck, and a pitch is in the dirt. It gets away a little bit from the catcher, Cancino. He thought it went behind him. It trickled out in front of home plate. On the play, Asensio advances to third. Lehman, who got kind of a rocky read of the situation, he stays put. Runners at the corners for the Pios. This has been a spot where they've struggled. This in their last 10 at-bats with the runners in scoring position. Tribble waiting for the 1-2. Here it comes. Swinging a roller up along the third base line. Foul. Asensio, who was taking his lead in foul ground, had to jump to get out of the way of it. So Tribble manages to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lehman at first with a lot of speed. Asensio is at third. And a step off and a look at Lehman. Back to first. Quintana, no serious intent in terms of making a throw, but Owen Bestu was on the bag, ready to receive it. The 1-2 again. Low and inside. 2 balls into 2 strikes. Isaiah Gibbs lurking in the wings. The Pioneers in a spot where they can cut into this 4-run deficit. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a bouncing foul to third. Up with it, Porter. His throw across the diamond to first in time for out number 3. So the Pios still don't have a hit, period, let alone one to snap their cold streak with runners in scoring position. A hit batsman and a walk. They leave a pair on base as we head to the 4th inning. 4-0 they trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
Caleb Cancino. Cancino, the catcher, starting things off for the Gameday Angels. 4-0, they lead the Pioneers here in the 4th inning. J-Mo kicks and deals and a little line drive on one hop, smothered by Orr out at second. He knocks it down, recovers, and throws him out at first. A nice play from somebody you'd think to be a veteran out there. And there's one away. So up next, Keegan Pitton. Pitton batting right-handed. Takes the ball way up and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Contact Jennifer Urdialis, your local 5-star lender with Castle and Cook Mortgage for a simple, friendly, and fast loan process for your home purchase or refinance. Contact Jennifer today as Justin Morgan misses high with the fastball, 2-0. Jennifer Urdialis of Castle and Cook Mortgage, the key to your castle. Infield playing straight away is Keegan Pitton in a spot where he can let it eat. The pitch. And a borderline pitch ruled the ball on the inside corner. The gripes from the fans, pretty resemblant of everybody's issue with the home plate umpire today, but no issue on that one as a breaking ball slips out of the hand of Morgan and drills Pitton right between the numbers. So that's the second hit batsman of the day issued by Morgan. He's had real struggles with the free pass. 3 walks and now 2 hit by pitches. Those walks have hurt too. One of them coming to score. The same can be said for the prior hit by pitch. Step off throw to first, and the speedy Pitton in safely with the dive. Ty Large, the batter now. Step off fire to first again, and that one not in time either. Pitton at first with 1 man out. Here's the pitch, and a strike at the knees. Oh and 1. That was the first pitch thrown to Ty Large since he bounced out to Asensio in the first step off. This one was closer. The ball much more on target, delivered from Justin Morgan to first. Keegan Pitton back in safely. Ty Large, the tall and lanky outfielder and left today. Left-hand batter, He swings and slashes one out of play, foul down the left side, and it's 0-2. The times where Morgan has attacked the zone, he has been unsuccessful in putting guys away. Let's see if he can change that narrative right here. The 0-2 is low and inside, and that one got a piece of him as well. So Ty Large, who was making his way down toward first, it looked initially like he danced out of the way of that one. He took his base before ultimately was given to him. But in any case, that's going to prompt a visit from head coach Brandon Nelson. That just might be it for JMO. A look toward the third base bullpen, and indeed that is a rather unfortunate end to the outing of Justin Morgan here in the fourth inning. He allowed 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 3 hits, and 3 hit batsmen. So he'll depart. Some half-hearted applause here at Oregon Trail Park. And it looks like Cullen Flowers, the man brought on in relief. We'll be back in just a moment after the pitching change. 4-0, the Pios trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Check out Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger. Whew, that's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast.
Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger. Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger.
No, I didn't actually.
Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger.
Try Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger with barbecue sauce, jalapenos, bacon, pepper jack cheese, and crispy onion strips.
Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger. Runza's
Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Did you know Ideal Linen and Uniform is also a full-service janitorial supply provider? You don't need to worry about finding your janitorial supplies. Ideal will keep your business stocked, saving you time and money. Ideal Linen and Uniform provides quality cleaning and industrial products, mops, soap, air freshening system, paper products, custom logo maps, cleaning supplies, even signage, and more. Call for a free quote. Ideal Linen and Uniform, locally owned and operated since 1907. 506 South Beltline, Scottsbluff. Online at ideal-linen.com or call 632-7197.
Dooley Oil has been providing great service since 1968. You can find us located at 2475 10th Street in Gearing, with a total of 5 locations to serve Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. Hi, this is Brian from Dooley Oil, letting you know that we have hydraulic, coolant, and engine oils, as well as grease in stock and on hand. Our drip oil and Blue Ribbon Death comes in a variety of sizes from 2.5s to totes. Delivery available. So for all your ag, commercial, lubricants, and fuel needs, trust the folks at Dooley Oil. Thank you for your patronage. Dooley Oil, committed to you.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Still in the top of the fourth inning. 4-0, the Pioneers trail, and Cullen Flowers out on the mound for the home 9 in relief of Justin Morgan, the 6'4" sophomore out of Galveston College in Lumberton, Texas, his hometown. He allowed an earned run in each of his 2 innings pitched this year in his 1 appearance. There's the first pitch. The batter, Colton Miller, shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes up and away. Ball 1. 1 out, 2 runners on, Pitton at second and Large at first, reaching base after being plunked by Justin Morgan, who's been a little bit erratic today. The 1-0 is a slider over the outside corner to even the count, 1-1. Flowers was absolutely electric, though. 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts in 2 innings pitched. How about that? The high set above the letters at about shoulder height. A look at second, and the pitch is way outside and low. Cullen Flowers, one of many guys with nasty stuff. And also one of many to struggle with control here this game. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. Miller, who has seen the ball very well today, looked a bit overmatched by that fastball. Miller today has walked, singled, and scored a run. Speedy left-handed batter against the righty Flowers. 2 checks on second, the kick and pitch, and a swinging strike 3. So that's the first strikeout of the game for the Pioneers pitching staff. It comes from Cullen Flowers to retire the second man here in the 4th. So that'll bring up Van Hodges, the shortstop, who is 0-for-1 after walking and scoring a run just this past frame. 4-0. The Game Day Angels are leading here in the 4th inning. And a strike, a good breaking ball in the outside corner. Flowers looks and gets his sign. The set, the kick and pitch, and a strike at the knee. So he's really spotting both of his pitches on the dime. That was the sinking fastball with arm side run clipping the outside black to the right-handed batting Hodges. So a couple of called strikes. Flowers really looks on top of things here. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. And a little bit low. A sharp slider down at the bottom of the zone. Both runners take their leads. 2 checks on second. Here's the pitch. And a sharp foul. A liner over the first base dugout. Out of play. It bounces off the netting and trickles gently over toward the first base coaching box. Not low enough for there to be any fear or surprise in the dugout. Here's the pitch. And a sharply hit ball towards shortstop. It is Lehman who has it, and underhands to Orr covering second. The freshmen combine for the force out to retire the side. So the Angels threaten for the third consecutive frame after a couple of hit batsmen, but a good outing from Cullen Flowers makes sure they do not score. On to the last of the fourth. It is 4-0. The Pioneers are trailing on the West Coast scoreboard.
Fun facts about owning your own hot tub, courtesy of High Plains Spas and Recreation. Relaxing in your spa before bed helps soothe your aches and pains, allowing for a deeper, more rewarding sleep. Hot Spring Spas offers features like entertainment systems with Bluetooth capability, waterfalls, LED lighting, volcano jets, and more. Yes, sleeping like a baby is just one great reason, but there's plenty more. Stay tuned. We're stopping to High Plains Spas and Recreation, where they self-fund. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 1725 East Oberlin, Scottsbluff.
At Team GMC, we promise you cannot buy the wrong vehicle. We want our customers to feel confident in their purchase decision. Most vehicles come with a 7-day, 500-mile, no questions asked guarantee. That's right. Most vehicle purchases come with a 7-day, 500-mile, no questions asked guarantee. Team GMC. No games, no gimmicks. You just can't buy the wrong vehicle. Team GMC in Scottsbluff. Shop online right now at teamautocenter.net. GMC, we're professional grade.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask shelter agent Travis Hawk about a free personal protection review today.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So another new pitcher for the Game Day Angels. It'll be Jason Schlegel, a left-hander, to face Isaiah Gibbs, Garrett Fisher, and Brad Halleck. Schlegel from Heston College, coming off of his sophomore year, the left-hander, facing against some guys who see lefties particularly well. Isaiah Gibbs takes a sinking fastball down and out of the strike zone, an easy take for ball 1. The Pios are trailing 4-0 in this one. The first step to overcoming that deficit will be getting their first hit. They have not had one, as the first 3 Angels pitchers have not allowed a single knock as the ball misses low to Gibbs. 2-0. The pitch on the way, and a fly ball hit foul down the right field line, just kind of lifted out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Walters, Kluss, Quintana, and now Schlegel. Here's the pitch to Gibbs. It's hit very sharply down the third base line, foul. Caleb Porter, the third baseman, having a good look at it. 2-2. Gibbs in the back of the right-handed batter's box, takes outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's Schlegel pitching, and that one's reached for and knocked out of play as well. So Gibbs is really intent on avoiding that season's first strikeout. Looked like he expanded the zone there. Payoff pitch coming from Schlegel once again, and he pauses his windup as Gibbs stepped out. 3-2. Gibbs starting things off for the Pios as they trail by 4 in the fourth. Here's the windup, and the payoff again is in the dirt, ball 4. So Gibbs and the pitcher Schlegel end up splitting the difference. Schlegel does not allow the Pios to get their first hit, and Gibbs doesn't need to strike out. It's a base on balls, the second of the game that the Pios have drawn, and that'll bring up Garrett Fisher. Fisher, batting right-handed, bounced out to the third baseman Porter his last time. He's crowding the plate a little bit with a slightly closed stance, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Russell's Automotive, your family-owned go-to for all your quality automotive repair needs. Russell's Automotive. The kick and pitch, and a line drive up the middle, and into center field, a base hit. So that is the first hit of the game for the Pioneers into center field, where Harbison grabs it and tosses it in after it dies on the shallow outfield grass. Gibbs advances to second, and Fisher has just gotten the Pios into the hit column. Now they can start focusing on getting some runs across. So up next, Brad Halleck. Halleck takes a strike at the knees. Halleck back in the lineup once again for head coach Nelson, a powerful right-handed batter, one of the most powerful hitters in this Pios team, as he grounds this one to second. Could be 2. Hodges underhands to second for 1. The throw to first by Miller, in plenty of time for the double play. As it is, though, Isaiah Gibbs advances to third. So Halleck grounds into the twin killing, and that's exactly what the Pioneers did not want with the deficit that they face in this game. So now, Aiden Orr with that runner at third and 2 men gone. The first pitch is down and out of the strike zone. Missing badly that time was the left-hander Schlegel. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Pios got their first hit. They got that monkey off their backs, but now they need to try to snap their 0-for with runners in scoring position and a strike, a breaking ball taken on the inside. Or kind of tried to check his swing and get out of the way at the same time. 1-1. Or with so much pop from the left-hand side, takes a strike, and it's 1-2. So the crowd really making their feelings heard on this. They thought that strike had evaporated for the Pios pitching staff. Here's the 1-2, and it is swung on and missed on a ball in the dirt. Strike 3, breaking ball. The catcher throws off line to first, and Orr reaches base. Coming to score is Gibbs. So it's a strikeout and an E2. And that is kind of an unceremonious way that the Pioneers get their first run. It's 4-1. And, well, they're on the board. Not the way they necessarily wanted or imagined it going down. Now they just keep chipping away, and there's a chance that run might loom large. There's a swing and a high foul down the right side out of play to Jacob Lang. Lang bounced out and has been one of quite a few Pios hitters to be giving Cale Porter, the third baseman, some work as he swings and hits a bounding ball out towards second base. Near the bag, Miller has it. Underhand to the shortstop, Hodges covering. Side retired. So the Pios get their first hit and their first run without getting that elusive hit with runners in scoring position. They trail 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning on the West Coast scoreboard.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word? But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is 2 words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in 1 word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
FM.
So we're in the 5th inning, as I incorrectly reported. The scoreboard was off by 1. 4-1, the Pios do trail, though, as Cullen Flowers will head back to the mound. A little bit of a belated closed book on Justin Morgan in his 3.1 innings pitch. He did not strike anybody out, did not allow any home runs, and more importantly, he allowed a total of 4 earned runs, 2 in the second, and then 2 in the third. Ultimately, an outing to forget. 3 hit by pitches, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. Flowers, who relieved him, looked much, much sharper than Morgan did. He'll face Cale Porter, Peter Goldie, and Owen Best, the heart of the lineup. There's a smash hit on the ground at the third. Asensio has trouble corralling it, and so did the shortstop, or rather, Lehman. Asensio reached down, kind of tried to fall on top of the baseball as he gloved it, but it hit off the tip of his glove and trickled away from him. So that'll be an E5. And Cale Porter will reach base. So this is yet another inning. The 4th straight for that matter, or the 3rd of 4. 4th of 5, where there's a snap throw to first, and that is in time to get him. The pitch was taken up and out of the zone, on the very edge of the zone, and Lang, who made a snap throw to first, got Cale Porter. So that's the second out of on the bases that the Angels have made. Peter Goldie up with nobody on and now 1 man out. 4 runs, 3 hits, and the 1 error for the Gameday Angels. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and a little jam shot. Liner softly out towards shortstop. Lehman has it. His snap throw to first, and a good stretch by Halleck won't make a difference. It's too late to get Peter Goldie. So Flowers allows an infield single. Nothing he could have really done about that. So Goldie is now on base. Fortunately, that error was ultimately erased by the pickoff. And now Owen Best. Best left-handed batter facing Flowers. Takes up and away, missing badly with the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Floyd's Truck Center, your commercial, farm, and feed truck center representing Freightliner, Western Star, and Harsh. Located at 322 South Beltline Highway East in Scottsbluff. Floyd's Truck Center. So the left-handed batting Owen Best, who has reached on a fielder's choice and flown out, takes outside 2-0. Pios trailing 4-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. That 1 run they got was a bit fortuitous as it took a throwing error by the catcher with the runner on third. There's a strike at the knees, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to the powerful Owen Best. Peter Goldie The cleanup man reached on an infield single. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a drive in a deep left field. Tribble, ranging back on it, squares up, and makes the chest-high catch for out number 2. On the play, Peter Goldie saunters back in toward first base uncontested. 2 are gone for James Harbison. Harbison doubled and scored a run in a 2-run second inning. The Angels putting up a pair of deuces in the second and the third. As Flowers slide steps and deals and a swing and a miss over the top of fastball. Looked to me like Harbison was a bit flat-footed that time. 0-1. Harbison again coming up with that close right-handed stance. He takes a strike on the outside corner. So Flowers, who has been throwing strikes, is now getting the calls. One and one. The pitch is a swing and a miss. That was a 1-2, in fact. And Flowers sets down Harbison in short order. Second strikeout for Flowers. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left as we head to the last of the 5th inning. Halfway done at Oregon Trail, with the Pios trailing 4-1 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Garden Fresh Strawberry Sweetness Perkins. You know it the moment you step in the door. Perkins Restaurant and Bakery welcomes you, and right now enjoy Perkins Strawberry Freshtival. Strawberry waffles, French toast, pancakes and crepes. Fresh strawberry, walnut, and grilled chicken salad, and an indoor meal with a piece of fresh strawberry pie. Children and strawberries at Perkins. You come to the right place. Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. Bring your appetite. It's a for the rest. Highway 26 and Avenue B in Scottsboro.
It takes a lot to run your business, and a lot has changed. What hasn't changed is the professional partnership with your business in E&H CPAs and Management Consultants. When you include our team, we will develop a plan to assist you with your accounting, tax planning, valuation services, and even litigation support and exit planning. Then you can focus on day-to-day responsibilities. Troy Hilliard will guide your business into the future. E&H CPAs and Management Consultants PC. Innovative, trusted, proven. 308-633-6800.
Flat Valley Bank can help you take advantage of every adventure. Whether your goals are to upgrade your vehicle or you have plans for a new business venture, we are here to help guide your financial journey. Our customized personal and business loan options can take you from everyday excursions to epic adventures. The path to success starts at Flat Valley Bank. You belong here.
Flat Valley Bank. Member FDIC.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So it has gone righty-lefty, righty-lefty, and now another right-hander on the mound for Gameday Baseball, Gameday Angels. So they are really pitching things by committee. It is going to be Hayden Nerwin, the rising sophomore out of Northeastern Junior College. Nerwin, after his freshman year, getting some extra work and some extra innings for Gameday Angels. The Pios really in need of some offense. They have 1 run in this game and 1 hit. It was not a solo home run. It was a walk, a single, a double play, and an error made on a strikeout and a wild pitch. So, Michael Asensio, James Lehman, and Coy Carpenter will try to claw the Pios back into this game. They have really felt a bit lifeless here on offense following the week-long of rain delays, and a strike is taken right down 10th Avenue. 10th Street, rather. 0-1. Asensio ready on ready against Hayden Nerwin, and he takes a breaking ball that splits the plate as well. Nerwin working from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber, delivers. Swing and a bounding ball out towards second base, reaching down to get it in between hot. Miller has it, tosses it to first. In time, Asensio is set down. Dooley Oil has been providing great service since 1968. They are your distributor for premium Shell lubricants and Howes fuel additive in Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. Extreme diesel fuel provider for the three-state region, Dooley Oil. So James Lehman hoping to breathe some life back into this beleaguered and laboring Pioneers offense. There's a fastball up and away. Ball 1. Lehman making his season debut, walked his first time up. And he swings and hits a little flare down the left field line. It is falling and in there for a base hit. Right in front of Large. Large manages to pick it out without letting it get by him. And James Lehman aboard. With the second hit of the ball game, he's got an average. It's a one-out single ahead of Coy Carpenter. So good for Lehman, the kid getting on base a couple of times his first time in a Pio's uniform. And that'll bring up Coy Carpenter. Carpenter, the second straight left-hand batter, swings and misses. Over the top of fastball, 0-1. The sky, which was once a very ominous shade of gray, has faded to darkness as night has fallen. Flashes of lightning still clear and present in the background, but not enough to delay this game further than it already was. With the runner going, there's a swing and a fly ball out towards center field. The center fielder Harbison under it. He will reach up and make the catch, sending Lehman scurrying back to first. So Carpenter really has come down to earth the past couple of games or so. He's now 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Logan Tribble. So the second freshman debut guy trying to make something happen here in the last of the fifth inning. 4-1, the Pioneers are behind. Logan Tribble 0 for 2 with the strikeout today. Runner at first, 2 men out. Slide step on the first pitch is popped up on the infield. The first baseman Best angling himself under it. He backpedals now and makes the one-handed catch for out number 3. Once more, the Pioneers get a hit and nothing more. We now head to the top of the 6th inning, with the score still being 4-1. The Pios trailing on the Wesco scoreboard.
Check out Runza's Spicy.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
And 100.3 FM.
So Cullen Flowers still out there, as it'll be the lanky catcher Cancino who swings and hits a shot, or make that. It looks like Cale Porter that's up there. He swings and hits a shot foul down the left field line. Ball 1. It's going to be Brady Ingalls, in fact. Cancino being lifted from this game. Ingalls, another catcher. As Ingalls waits and takes a breaking ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ingalls, similar to Cale Porter, has blonde hair protruding slightly from the back of his helmet. Similarly built, tall and strong, as he takes a strike at the knees, and it's 1-2. So Gameday, on their first game day, trying to get as many guys into the lineup as possible. There's a sinking fastball from Flowers, missing in the dirt. Ball 1. Brady Ingles, a catcher and first baseman by trade, swings and misses on a ball in the dirt. It kicks away from Lang, goes outside the baseline and throws a little high to first, but no problem over there for the tall and sturdy Halleck. Out number 1, third strikeout of the game for Cullen Flowers. So now Keegan Pitton, the DH, swings and pops the first pitch up, sailing out of play. Lang removes his skull cap and has a look, but it is well out of his reach. No balls, 1 strike. Pitton 0 for 1 today with a hit back pitch. As Flowers delivers, and missing low is with a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pios trailing by 3. Flowers, who inherited a little bit of a mess when he appeared in the 4th inning, has thrown very well since, and there's a strike right on the outside corner with a fastball with some cut. 1-2. Here's Flowers pitching, and it's a little bit outside. So close to the zone that Pitton was looking back at the umpire and he was ready to walk back to the dugout. Tough break given by Jimmy Balthazar. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. There's a high drive to deep left field. Tribble racing back. He looks up, and it is gone. The next pitch after the borderline offering was not given to Flowers. Pitton makes use of the second chance, to say the least. A solo home run, and it is 5-1 Angels. First of the year for Keegan Pitton, and that'll bring up Ty Large. And he takes a strike at the knees. He didn't like it. Perhaps a make-up call, but a pitch too late for the home plate umpire, Balthazar. The 0-1 on the way from Flowers, working with some urgency here, and that's a strike. That was a slider at the knees, 0-2. Flowers winds and throws and misses in tight. Ty Large, or make that the pinch hitter for Ty Large, the right-handed batting gentleman, takes a ball down. There is no sign of a number 2 on the game day roster, as there's a sword swing and a ball hit off the hands foul. We can only assume that he's able to play outfield, though, as he drives one deep down the left field line. It is dying, though, and it will land in foul ground down by the edge of the warning track. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup, and the pitch is swung and rolled out toward third base. Asensio up with it, straightens up, throws low to first, and it skips right by Halleck. Even Lang, who is backing up the play, watches helplessly as it clangs off the out-of-play fence and trickles out toward foul ground. That is an unfortunate way that he will reach second base. A routine play that Asensio just had too much time on. So, the man wearing the number 2 jersey, who is not on either the automated roster or the physical lineup card for Game Day Angels, he is now at second base. He who shall for the moment remain nameless as the 0-1 is rolled on the ground right back to Flower. He's got the runner hung up between second and third, yet he still throws to first. And that will allow the runner to advance. So with 2 gone in the inning, the lineup will turn over. Colton Miller, the left-handed batting second baseman, will be pinch hit for by Brian Walters. Brian Walters, he takes a ball downstairs. Walters started this game off as a pitcher. What? How is he allowed to hit in this game? Anyway, the 1-0 pitch is hit off the hands, blooped out toward very shallow center field. Carpenter racing in, and he will get there and make the catch about chest high. And the side is retired. No runs, or rather 1 run on a solo shot, and the error with the man in the inning left aboard. We now head to the last of the 6th inning. The Pios trail 5-1 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Buyers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly team will put in the work to reach the finish line. We also do property management, including Scottsbluff, Gearing, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbuyersrealty.com or visit us at our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, next to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Buyers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
Right now at Viera Wireless, we're celebrating the season of our loving moms, our hardworking dads, and our new and hopeful grads. Show them appreciation with one of our best deals ever. Get half off any tablet when you buy a phone with a new or renewed line. That includes the latest generation tablets from Apple and Samsung. You can also get them a new Samsung Galaxy S23 on us when you buy another one with trade-in. For more information, visit your local Viera store today. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Life is crazy, pain and stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravet coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Another inning, another new pitcher for Gameday Baseball of Parker, Colorado. That is, it seems to be true. And it looks, we'll have to see who it is. The number is, which has already been displayed. 5-1 the Pios trail. Isaiah Gibbs in to face the new right-handed pitcher. And before that time is called here, Ryan's Welding, selling PJ Texas trailers in a wide variety of sizes, as well as offering a full-service welding shop. Ryan's Welding. The meeting with the new catcher Ingalls is freshly adjourned here. Gibbs, right-handed batter, reached and scored on a walk. First pitch is way outside, kind of a funky delivery from the right-hander on the mound. Much like one of the batters this inning, as Gibbs swings and bounces this one, chops to short. A nasty high hop for Hodges out there. He fires to first, flat-footed from deep shortstop, in time to get him. So Gibbs, once more, is hitless. He's 0 for 2. So that'll bring up Garrett Fisher. So Garrett Fisher striding in. And there's a swing and a line drive out towards center field, and that's going to fall in there for a base hit. Harbison charges in and reaches down to get it as it comes to a stop on the wet grass. 2 hits for Garrett Fisher, so a rare good day among the Pioneers offense. That's his second hit of the day, and the Pios have only had 3, so Fisher's been really trying his hardest to pull the load. And up next, Brad Halleck. Halleck hit into a double play his last trip. Infield playing for a pair again. Slide step on the first pitch is a change-up over the outside corner for a called strike. I am inclined to say that it is Hunter Beindorf who is the pitcher right now from Tufts University. He slide steps in a sinking fastball. Generous strike call on the outside, and a belated one at that. One moment that strike is there, and, well, the next it isn't. "5-1 Pios trail here in the last of the 6th. Now the slide step and pitch up and away. The runner Fisher took a couple of hard steps trying to bait a throw, and although he did, just getting back safely. Here's the set, and a pitch, and a little roller out toward the right side. The second baseman fields a weird bounce. Miller has trouble coming up with it, and he doesn't have a play. Miller looked like he fielded that cleanly, but that ball had so much English on it, he was unable to corral it, and by the time he regained the handle, it was too late. Everybody's safe, and now the Pios really need to land a haymaker here. Aiden Orr, who has struck out twice in showing that he stands to improve here. Here's the pitch, way outside, an easy take, ball 1. Hunter Beindorf, decidedly the right-hander, sets at the belt, delivers, and there's a swing and a miss over the top of sinker. It's 1-1. Or a left-handed batter, slightly open stance, lots of power, although a home run would not tie the game. The Pios trail by 4, 2 are on, and then there's a swing and a foul straight back. Looks like Orr got his pitch, but just not quite able to get the barrel to it. 1-2. Jacob Lang, the catcher, is on deck. 1 out. 2 men aboard the pitch. Swing and a high drive out toward left field. The left fielder, large, underneath it. He reaches up and makes the catch. And on the play, Fisher, who was not tagging, saunters back to second. So that ball was hit fairly well. No wind behind it, though, and that just might have played in to that ball dying a bit. Now Jacob Lang. Or hitless through his 3rd plate appearance of the day. Here's the pitch, and Jacob Lang slashes one over the netting, foul down the right side out of play. Jacob Lang, the catcher, batting right-handed, grounded out in his previous 2 trips. Here's the 0-1 from the the funky sinker baller, and there's a bouncer to third. Up with it, Porter. He'll run it to the bag himself to retire the side. Jacob Lang grounds out for the 3rd straight time, and once again, the Pios are turned away after a threat with runners in scoring position. To the last of the 6th we go. It is 5-1 they trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy, but also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender, all one word. But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is 2 words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
FM.
Brody Fay is making his second appearance of the season on in relief of Cullen Flowers. Flowers went 2.2 innings pitched, allowing just the one run on the solo shot, coming to Keegan Pitt in this past frame. Fay, the left-hander, he's got pretty good stuff, despite what he might lack in size. The Lakeland University right-hander recently entering the transfer portal. He is on the mound to face Cale Porter, Peter Goldie, and Owen Best, the 3-4-5 hitters. Brody, with his team trailing 5-1, is really a guy who thrives off of energy. And so the crowd, with a meager turnout tonight, you never know, could play a role in this one. Cale Porter, right-handed batter, the third baseman today, swings and fouls a pitch right off of laying the catcher off his glove. It trickles away. And now it was a swing to do maximum damage. Porter, who's got so much power, hasn't really had the chance to use it. He's reached twice, and it was on a walk and an error. The pitch on the way. A curveball over the inside corner, strike two called. So, Porter, after getting it done on defense, has a chance to make his presence felt on offense. The two-strike pitch from Fay, and that one is reached for and fouled off back behind the backstop. That was a low fastball, not your prototypical two-strike spot. Fay attacking here, trying to get his first punch out. He winds, and he throws. Curveball, check swing, little bouncer up along third. Asensio has it, snapped the throw across his body, and once again he comes up short. It clangs off the glove of Halleck after bouncing in the dirt. It trickles away, and in foul ground it is gloved by Aiden Orr, the second baseman, backing up the play. That's another error on Michael Asensio, and that allows Porter to reach. So, Asensio has been unable to retire Porter the last two times that Porter has hit him the baseball. That is the third error for the Pios and the fifth of this game. It has not been a clean day defensively, as now it'll be Peter Goldie. Goldie, big, strong right-handed hitter. Waits and takes a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. So, Brody Fay really pounding the zone and locating some quality strikes. A look at first. He'll glance at Porter one more time. Now he kicks and deals. A swing and a miss. Man, Fay, in his last outing against North Platte, was almost like a power pitcher. Throwing hard, but not always having a precise idea of where it's going. Today has been the opposite. He's been dotting every pitch almost, and his misses have been nothing but competitive. The 0-2, way outside, just as I say that, it gets right past Jacob Lang, off his glove to the backstop. That'll allow Porter, to advance to second. Goldie today has hit a sac fly, been hit by a pitch, and singled. So officially he's only had one at bat, although he's made an offensive impact in some capacity each of his 3 plate trips. Fay, his 1-2 pitch is inside, and the breaking ball hits him. So Goldie wears one for the second time this game, right in the shin. So Porter, who thought that one was a wild pitch that headed to the backstop, he has to head back to second. 5-1, the Pios trail here in the 7th inning. Brody Fay, the third pitcher of the day, and likely the last for the Pioneers. Owen Best is the batter now. And the Angels are threatening once again. This is their official opener after many of their games this week were canceled due to rain. Fay looks at second twice, now deals, and a very high, looked like a slider out of the hand, and it's 1-0. Owen Best, 0 for 3 today, although he reached and scored on fielder's choice. The errors don't tell the story completely for the Pioneers. Those haven't mattered as much recently, as a breaking ball is a bit high, 2-0. The errors and the misexecutions on defense have been the issue. A fielder's choice that should have been a double play on a bad throw. A missed cutoff man. A mental mistake with runners at the corners leading to a run scoring on a double steal as the 2-0 is taken for a strike. 2-1. Those are the kinds of errors that drive a coach mad. Especially at this level, these don't happen all that much. 2-1 after the breaking ball for a strike to Owen Best. James Harbison, the center fielder, on deck would be next. Infield at double play depth. Left on left, here's the pitch, and a big breaking ball loops in there for a called strike 2. Fay checks second. Nobody really holding the runner. Here's the pitch, and a late swing and a foul straight back. A much quieter atmosphere for Brody Fay as he gets a new baseball and resets himself. Porter, after the leadoff error, he is at second base. And Peter Goldie, after the hit by pitch, is at first. That is the fourth hit by pitch that the Pios have allowed this game. So Owen Best went back to the dugout. He might have broken a bit of his bat there against Brody Fay. He's back in the box. Fay kicks and deals. Curveball swung on and missed. So that was Fay's best offering and his first strikeout of the day. The Pios have only had 4 strikeouts in this whole game. Justin Morgan could not punch anybody out despite getting in a bunch of 0-2 counts in his 3 1/3 innings of work. Cullen Flowers punched out 3, and now Brody Fay has one of his own. There's a fastball way outside. Lang moves over in his squat to get it. James Harbison, the center fielder who has doubled and scored a run, he takes ball 1. Pios trying to start this 4-game homestand with the win, but they're not on their way to doing so, barring a large comeback. 5-1 they trail. The pitch on the way, and a big curveball in there. There's throw to second base, and it is a little bit too late on a high-risk decision from Jacob Lang, trying to catch Cale Porter off guard. He's thrown out a runner once today already on a pickoff, but very notably that was at first. Much easier. Well, not much easier, but much closer of a throw. Fay, who missed with his last pitch, delivers his 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So he's dropped a couple of curveballs in on James Harbison, and now he'll have to see how Harbison adjusts. He's also got a tighter off-speed pitch that he might consider throwing down and out of the zone, try to get Harbison to chase. The 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove of Lang, in fact. That one was way out of the strike zone. But Fay deceptive enough to elicit a wave and a miss by James Harbison. That's his second strikeout. By his, I mean both players. Harbison has struck out twice, and Fay, in his first inning of work, has now punched 2 tickets. Up next, Keegan Pitton. Or rather, Brady Ingles. Pitton is on deck. Ingles, a pinch hitter for the catcher, takes a strike on the outside corner. 5-1, the Pios trail. After 2 straight reach on a couple of free passes issued by Fay, he has punched out the last 2 he's faced. Here's the 0-1. And a ball in the dirt, smothered by Lang. He snaps to third with the runner going. It is in plenty of time, and they got him out. Porter made a risky decision going on the ball in dirt. He thought he had the right read, but he was beaten by about 5 feet. Jacob Lang, a hurried throw from the knees, is on the money, and that gets him in plenty of time. That was kind of a weird pop-up slide, as with Porter dead to rights, he kind of tried to dig his heel in and pop up over the glove of the third baseman Asensio unsuccessfully. So 2 stranded after a hit batsman and an error for the Gameday Angels. We head to the 7th inning stretch. 5-1. The Pios trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Intralinks has been supporting computer systems in our area for over 20 years. Intralinks can review your systems and your expenses to help your bottom line. Intralinks also installs low-voltage wiring, IP-based camera systems, and IP-based phone systems. With Intralinks on your side, technology isn't an obstacle, it's an opportunity for your business. Call Intralinks today to schedule your free 1-hour consultation. 632-6590. That's 632-6590.
It's time to change up your pizza nights because Papa Murphy's now offers calzones. Whether you try their Buffalo Ranch chicken, pepperoni, and mozzarella or create your own, each one is hand-braided and filled with the freshest ingredients tucked into their scratch-made dough. Then you bake it to golden perfection so you can enjoy it hot out of your oven. It's the perfect addition to every take-and-bake occasion. So get your hands on a calzone today from Papa Murphy's. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Dooley Oil has been providing great service since 1968. You can find us located at 2475 10th Street in Gearing, with a total of 5 locations to serve Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. Hi, this is Brian from Dooley Oil, letting you know that we have hydraulic, coolant, and engine oils, as well as grease in stock and on hand. Our drip oil and blue ribbon depth comes in a variety of sizes from 2.5s to totes. Delivery available. So for all your ag, commercial, lubricants, and fuel needs, trust the folks at Dooley Oil. Thank you for your patronage. Dooley Oil, committed to you.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So, a very belated defensive substitution finally announced for the visiting Game Day Angels. It is Luke Emerson, the pinch hitter for Ty Large, and is now the left fielder. He was wearing number 2, but he was listed on the roster as number 3. The freshman from Gateway Community College now is out patrolling left field. And a new pitcher on the mound once again for the Game Day Angels. It's another left-hander, and it is Stosh Geico. The crafty lefty pours in a strike on the outside corner to Michael Asensio. Asensio is 0 for 1 after being hit by a pitch and bouncing out to the second baseman. There's not been a whole lot of hard contact for the Pios today as the lefty kind of really throws lazily across his body. Floats a curveball in there for strike 2. Asensio trying to stay in there and start things off for the Pios. Big breaking ball, popped foul out of play down the right side, 0-2. So that's the 7th pitcher used in as many frames for the Game Day Angels. And you wonder how many more guys they have on their roster is Geico, the slow leg kick, and the pitch is up and away. He's a pretty big guy, Geico. An uncommitted freshman. The left-hander kicks and deals, and a curveball swung and hit high and deep to left center field. Way back there, still going. It is off the wall. Right out in left center field. Emerson Harbison gave chase, and Asensio, after chugging around first, pulls into second with a leadoff double. And that was the first good piece of contact from the Pioneers, and it hasn't been close. Asensio gets off the schneid, and now the Pioneers may be in a spot where they can start chipping into this 4-run deficit. 5-1 they trail, but scoring at least 4 runs has not been a problem for them this entire season. They've done that 6 times with the season high 8 coming across against the Hayes Larks just last weekend. So now James Lehman waits and takes a breaking ball way outside and low for ball 1. Lehman has had one of the better offensive performances of the day. He has singled and walked, although he has scored neither time. Here's the pitch, up and in, and it hits him. So early life for the Pioneers. Now they're starting to rack up the hit by pitches. And now they have a chance to finally get that ever elusive hit with runners in scoring position. With that, the head coach, Mike Coons, is going to head out there. The pitching coach, Mike Zergott, is currently on assignment and not present with the Game Day Angels on this road trip. He's going to have word with Geico spelled Gaiko. And the catcher, once Cancino, but now Brady Ingles. So their meeting's adjourned. Trans Systems is a sweet hall in this sweet community. Visit driveteamgreen.com. Trans Systems. Here in the 7th inning, the Pios trying to start out this 4-game homestand with a win after splitting the series last weekend against Hayes, and a couple of rainouts preventing what would have been a 3-game road trip in 2 days this week. Tomorrow's game will commence at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time, hopefully, pending another weather delay. Dallin Turner will get the mound against the very talented Liberal BJs. There's a bunt put down by Corey Carpenter up the third base line. The pitcher has it. He throws to first. It's offline, and a skillful job of the second baseman Miller covering the bag just keeps that from going into right field. So Carpenter lays a bunt down, getting him off the schneid, and that loads the bases. So fittingly, the first base hit to snap an 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position is a bunt that scores nobody. Nonetheless, the Pios have the bases loaded. Asensio at third, Lehman at second, Carpenter at first, and now Logan Tribble is the tying run. But not before the head coach makes a second mound visit to lift Stosh Geico from this game. He is the only man to have not lasted his prescribed inning for the Game Day Angels, and he will depart. They're going to bring in a right-hander to face Logan Tribble. The 8th arm of the game. I'm starting to run out of lines on my score sheet. We're going to have a report on who it is in just a moment. Once again, from the Logos broadcast booth, I'm Carson Trail. Thank you very much for joining us at Oregon Trail Park. Stop into Logos, and the guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. There is no job too big or too small for Logos, located in downtown Gehring. So, following the pattern of lefty-righty, 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 there's going to be a right-hander, big and tall, for the Game Day Angels. Again, at issue, there's the fact that there is no number 34 on the roster. So a little bit of frustration. I don't know if it's coming through for me. I don't intend it to, but you know, you have a guy out there. He's wearing a certain jersey number. You look on the roster, he's not there. You look at the lineup card, he's not there either. He deserves credit. He's very tall. And he's got a pretty good breaking ball. And that's just about all we know about him. 7th inning. Well, that and he'll face the tying run. And a guy who's making his Pioneers debut, Logan Tribble. So it is Marcus Morgan, the right-hander on. Marcus Morgan, seat listed as number 35 on the roster. So many of these numbers have been off by one. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed batting Logan Tribble, and it's taken for a strike. Morgan, coming off his freshman year, sporting the number 35. The tall righty delivers his 0-1, swinging in a pop-up foul out of play. 0-2. Logan Tribble up as the tying run certainly did, or tried to do maximum damage with that swing. Asensio at third, Lehman at second, and Carpenter at first. Lots of speed on the bases. The pitch. Curveball outside. And in fact, the hat of Marcus Morgan came flying off. He might have tried to overwork himself on that. Morgan, the 8th pitcher of the day in 7 innings for the Gameday Angels. All 3 runners take their leads. The infield playing back the pitch. Curveball called, strike 3 at the knees. A very quick and decisive ruling. And so the Pioneers just continue to scuffle in these big situations. A big strikeout, but now Isaiah Gibbs, not only the toughest man to strike out, but the toughest man to get out. A .550 on-base percentage, an OPS of above 1.2, which is absurdly high, by the way. He swings and pops one foul. He has walked and scored a run. He hit one hard to the first baseman in his first at-bat and was ultimately turned into an out. He is overdue for hitting his first home run. One here would tie the game. The base is loaded, 1 man out. Here's the pitch. Very high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett Fisher is the man on deck, and he's got 2 hits of his own. Nowhere to put Gibbs, and no reprieve if you were to face the man after him instead. Here's the 1-1, and a big breaking ball, very high. Gibbs dropped his bat below his shoulders there to prevent that one from inadvertently glancing off the barrel. Kind of ducked out of the way of that. 2-1. All 3 runners take their leads. Here's Morgan pitching, and a check swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. He did not go around. No need for an appeal even. 3-1. Marcus Morgan on the first base side of the rubber. The big, tall right-hander kicks, and he deals. And a foul straight back. That was the pitch to hit. And Gibbs certainly knows it, and will know if he hits it again. Gibbs in a payoff pitch situation. Feet very close together. Here it is. Swung and missed, strike 3, a breaking ball over the outside corner. So 2 straight strikeouts for the Pioneers. And now Garrett Fisher. If there's anybody who can get the Pioneers out of this funk, it's Fisher. 2 hits today, and one of the Pios' leading RBI men. So now Garrett Fisher. Fisher batting right-handed. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. Fisher drops his bat and looks back, flummoxed at the home plate umpire Balthazar. And after the zone that's been called today, it's a little bit understandable as to why. 0-1, base is still loaded here in the last of the 7th. 5-1 the Pios trail. The pitch, a breaking ball, called strike 2. Fisher doesn't like that one either. 2 straight strikes following 2 straight strikeouts with the bases loaded. Asensio at third, Lehman at second, and Carter at first. The Pioneers with another opportunity to cut away at this lead, if not more. The 0-2 is popped up on the infield in foul ground. The first baseman and catcher converging. They both ran out of room, and it drops between them. Owen Best came charging into foul ground, and Ingles was heading out. That's the kind of play where you really have to call the catcher off. If you're the first baseman, you have the easier play. But none of them made it. Fisher, second to life. And let's see if he can breathe some into the Pioneers here this 7th inning. What few fans there are at Oregon Trail Park today after the inclement weather. They've been very loud, very adamant, and very supportive. The 0-2 again is swung and missed, strike 3. So Fisher swung at a ball off the plate away, come up empty, and drew a line in the dirt. Fortunately for him, the umpire was paying no attention. Otherwise, he would see himself run from this game. He had to protect that pitch because of the 2 that were even further off the plate. And subsequently, the Pioneers are set down 3 consecutive strikeouts with the bases loaded. we head to the 8th inning. 5-1, they still trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
Hey folks, Dave Ramsey here. If you're looking for a great place to keep your money, I'm a huge fan of local community banks like our friends over at Riverstone Bank. At Riverstone Bank, their decisions are made locally, and Riverstone Bank gives back to the community. Go visit our friends at Riverstone Bank. They are community strong with the same people you know and trust. Visit bankriverstone.com for more information. Riverstone Bank, member FDIC.
Why not show it off? You take pride in your business, your team, your customers. Why not show it with help from Scottsbluff Screen Printing and Embroidery? Custom banners and flags are tremendous promotional tools, but they can also help you out with pins, magnets, koozies, and just about anything you can think of. If you have it in mind, Scottsbluff Screen Printing has many great options. They also build custom trophies, plaques, medals, and more. If you can say it, they can print it. Get in the zone with Scottsbluff Screen Printing, 1813 Broadway, Scottsbluff.
Our producers know that running a successful operation these days requires having reliable service and quality products. That's why you know you can trust the knowledgeable people at Westco to provide you sound agronomic advice, aerial application, bulk fuel, lubricants, propane, tires, and other essentials to keep your operation running smoothly. Our priority is helping you succeed. Call or visit your nearest Westco location today. Westco. Service, solutions, success.
Westco is your best value through and through.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Top of the 8th inning here at Oregon Trail Park. It is going to be Brady Ingles resuming his at-bat after the runner at first was picked off in his previous plate trip, cutting it short. He's going to face Brody Fay with the new count. 0 for 1 today after pinch hitting for Caleb Cancino. And he takes a breaking ball in for a strike from Brody Fay. At this point, all that Fay needs to do is throw the ball in the opposite batter's box to the right-handed batter, and he might even get a called strike while he's at it. He's been very good, though, and he gets an outside strike call. That one generous as well. So, what was an inconsistent strike zone at first is now evened out. It's just consistently large. 5-1 the Pioneers trail. Fay ahead 0-2 in the count. The pitch in the dirt. Nearly gets a piece of the foot of Brady Ingles. 1-2. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Gameday Angels. 1 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Pios. And the ball looked like a slider missing up and in. 2 balls into 2 strikes. Fay, after a solid first inning of work, back on the mound for a second. The pitch. Swan and a shot hit down the left field line out of the reach of Asensio for a base hit. Circling around it, the left fielder Tribble, and that'll hold the new catcher, Brady Ingles, to a leadoff single. That was a hanging breaking ball, and you wonder a little bit if Ingles regrets not doing more with that pitch. It was a smash. And it was a ball left a little bit too high in the zone from Brody Fay. So now Keegan Pitton, who is 1 for 2 with a solo home run, and he has a chance to hit the dagger right here. Fay, setting at the belt, kicks in, deals, and a strike at the knees. 0-1. 5-1, the Pioneers are trailing. Here in the 8th inning. Hitting right-hand batter, takes a strike at the knees. That time the changeup, it looks like. 0-2. Fay, to his credit, has done a great job of getting ahead of a very talented game day lineup. As Fay sets. And Fay kicks and throws to first, and it is not in time to get Brady Ingles. Fay, the lefty, has that benefit of being able to kick and throw to first, especially beneficial when a runner takes off early, can just make a throw and cut down the distance. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike three. A good changeup. Fay notches his third strikeout. So Ingles still at first. And that'll bring up Emerson. So Emerson, for his second at bat, reaches for one and pops it foul. Out of play down the right side. Fay sets out the belt, looks at first. Now the no ball and one strike pitch. He keeps looking over there, and he pours in a strike at the knees. That was a breaking ball. I say at the knees, and that was really about thigh high. Snapping in there, and another 0-2 count. Eighth inning. Fay trying to keep the deficit right where it's at. The crafty lefty looks at first. A long look and a long hold at the belt, and the batter's just going to step out. Luke Emerson. I think he's just about had enough of waiting around. Emerson reached on an error on what was his only plate trip, and he takes a ball. Looked to be down and out of the strike zone. Emerson now in left field. Runs well. Right-handed batter swings at his elbows as he waits and takes up and in, 2-2. The free passes, much like in many of the Pios' losses, have absolutely come back to bite them. A handful of walks, almost a quarter dozen hit by pitches as the 2-2 comes, and a called strike three on the outside corner. That got Luke Emerson to stand up and kind of shrug his shoulders back as he winces and ultimately walks back to first. So that outside strike is almost being called in the opposite batter's box. Punch out number 4 for Fay, though. He'll certainly work with what he's got. But that was a large part of why the Pios had to really expand the zone with the bases loaded. And there's a ball up and in to the leadoff man, Colton Miller. Miller, 1 for 3 today with a strikeout, a single, a steal, and a run scored. He also has a walk that came to start off this game against Justin Morgan. Fay glances at first again, now pitches, and it misses down and away with the fastball. 2-0. Brady, after leading off this inning with a single, has just been standing at first as he takes his lead with Halleck holding. Fay pitches, and a sharp breaking ball in there at the knees for a called strike. Van Hodges waits on deck. He'd be next. Fay, here in the 8th inning, kicks and deals, and a big breaking ball up and away. Lang takes a couple of steps out of the crouch toward the pitcher's mound and then makes a throwback. Colton Miller, ordinarily a very tough out. Lots of speed with the infield playing back, save for the first baseman Halleck, who is holding the runner. The 3-1 pitch is in there at the knees, strike 2 called. So now the runner Ingles will have a chance to get a running start. Ball in the gap would likely score him. Miller, more of a contact hitter, a slightly open stance. Readies himself for the payoff pitch. There goes the runner, and it is swung and slapped very gently up the third base line. It started in foul ground and is barehanded in fair territory by Asensio in time, or not in time. The throw to third base with the runner advancing, not in time either. What happened there? That ball was just an emergency swing from Miller, and it had so much English on it that it was dribbling up the third base line. It was in foul ground and then rolled fair. What can you do? The answer is, unfortunately, not a darn thing. So Ingles with the running start advances to third. Colton Miller is now at first. And the batter Van Hodges up with runners at the corners and a chance to sink the dagger into the Pioneers here this game. Hodges hitless so far with a walk. a chance to do a whole lot more damage as he takes very high from Brody Fay, 1-0. Ingles at third, Miller at first. Trying to get the Pios to the bottom half of the eighth. Fay checks on first, kicks and deals, and a strike at the knees. Fay has made very few mistakes over the middle of the plate. Perhaps his only one was hit for a single to start off this frame. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball close, but he didn't get it, a bit off the inside. It also helped Hodges that he kind of jumped out of the way, expecting that to hit him in the shins. A base hit here would extend the lead to 6, if not 7 runs. First and third situation, the 2-1 on the way. It is a strike on the outside corner. I don't really think that anybody's happy with the zone day. Maybe Balthazar has been generous on the corners after the late start, trying to get things going a little bit. The set from Fay. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 at the knees. That one was no doubt. And Fay ends up striking out the side. 5 strikeouts on his day for Brody Fay. So we head to the last of the 8th inning. 5-1. The Pios still trail on the West Coast scoreboard.
The Simmons Olson Law Firm has been a proud member of the Scottsbluff Gearing community for decades. The 10 lawyers and 8 staff members are committed to the Panhandle. The Simmons Olson Law Firm sets the standard in legal representation to help you solve problems and provides help and monetary support to many organizations in our community, whether supporting our student athletes in schools or the many organizations that help those in need. The lawyers and staff of the Simmons Olson Law Firm are committed to making our communities thrive.
Wells Fargo Advisors has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment to helping you plan effectively, invest wisely, and map a realistic course to your future is nowhere more evident than our Envision planning process. Put the process to work for you, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Call financial advisor Ryan Windhorst today at 632-7561. That's 632-7561.
Investment in insurance products not FDIC insured, no bank guarantee, may lose value. Wells Fargo Advisors is a trade name used by Wells Fargo Clearing Services, LLC, member SIPC.
When you decide to sell your car, there are so many more options than ever before. Do not overlook Team Auto Center as a top-rated buyer for your old vehicle. No need to trade it in on a new one. Team Auto Center will give you a fair market price for your vehicle with no expectation of you purchasing from us. Come experience the difference at Team Auto Center or visit us online at teamautocenter.net.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So, last of the 8th inning, the Pios once again trying to get things going against Marcus Morgan. Morgan, one of the few guys, not the only guy, to be out there for his 2nd inning of work today. The Gameday Angels have pitched by committee today, and they will do so again. Before the right-handed batter comes up, Brad Halleck. There's a brief mound visit from the catcher. Gives us a chance to talk about Viaero Wireless, hometown roots, global reach. Viaero Wireless, located in Scottsbluff. So, the tall right-hander, Marcus Morgan. First base side of the rubber deals to Brad Halleck, and he swings and misses. Another home run swing, and unfortunately a big miss for Halleck, who is still waiting on his first long ball. Reaching on an air and hitting into a double play his past 2 trips, 0 for 3 on his past trio, and there's a miss up and away on a fastball, 1-1. Most of Halleck's power is to pull side, especially his home run power. So no wonder that pitchers have been pitching him mostly away, as the 1-1 is a fastball called for an outside strike, 1-2. Here's the stretch from Marcus Morgan, and a curveball in the dirt. Ingalls tried to smother it, but it kicks off his knee pad and rolls gently away. 2-2 to Brad Halleck. Halleck, Orr, and Lang, the 5, 6, 7 hitters, due up for the Pioneers here in the last of the 8th. Here's the set. Now the pitch on the way is strike 3 called right on the outside corner. And Halleck is sent packing with the 4th straight strikeout for the Pioneers. And as many batters. Marcus Morgan is yet to allow a ball in play even. So now Aiden Orr. Orr, with 2 strikeouts on his name, will hopefully avoid a third. He reached base on one of his punch-outs, though, a strikeout and a bad throw, leading to the Pios' only run, as he swings and hits one high in the air, out toward right center field. Goldie calling for it, called off by the center fielder Harbison. He makes the catch. At number 2. So Orr, after being one of the leading hitters for the Pioneers, is now looking at an 0 for 4 in his line. That'll bring up Jacob Lang. Langer, the catcher, 0 for 3. 3 ground outs, trying to get the ball in the air or on a line. He's got power. He's hit a home run this year, but to do that, you got to get one airborne as he takes a curveball that kisses the dirt as it heads to the backstop in the opposite batter's box. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Gameday Angels. They scored the vast majority of their runs against Justin Morgan, 2 in the second and 2 in the third. The pitch on the way is a rolling ground ball out towards shortstop. Charge flipped into the glove by the shortstop Hodges, and his throw is a strong one, but it goes right to the back or the dugout. It takes a hard carom off the fence of the dugout, where it goes right back to the first baseman. Lang tried to advance on the throw, is easily cut down. So the wheels have pretty much fallen off for the Pioneers. Now, Brandon Nelson is asking if that ball was out of play. If it's out of play or it hit any part of the dugout fence located out of the field of play, this rule will be negated, and Lang will be safe at second base uncontested. It'll be an error on the shortstop Hodges, who just snapped a throw right past the reach of Best. And they are going to say that Lang was out of play, or that ball was out of play. So Lang, fortunately for him, avoids being thrown out on the bases by about 15 feet. It'll be an E6. The 3rd error of the game for the Angels, and it's really not been a clean game. The difference has been the Angels have been getting hits with runners in scoring position, and the Pioneers have not. Their only hit that snapped an 0 for 14 was a bunt with runners at first and second. After that, they struck out 3 times with the bases loaded. So just things have gone wrong about as much as they could have for the Pios, as though they were following Murphy's Law. Lang now at second for Michael Asensio, who doubled his last time up. Now facing Marcus Morgan, the first pitch is a fastball reached for and fouled off. Asensio has not quite looked like himself, although he's still getting on base at a relatively solid clip. He is settled in the number 8 spot today after at one point being in the heart of the lineup as he swings and reaches for one and hits another one foul, up and out of play. Nothing in 2, 2 outs, runner at second, Lang being held tentatively on the second base bag by Miller. Check on him. Now the pitch, and a swing and a line drive into right field, a base hit. Coming to third, Lang, he's going to make the turn and head for home. Here comes the throw from Goldie. It is not in time. Lang slid head first under the tag. So how about that? An RBI single for Michael Asensio, and it's 5-2. Asensio gets that hit with runners in scoring position. Although it would have been nice to have one of those the previous inning, that is now a sunk cost. The Pioneers feel like they're a little bit back in this game. Lang, after the call at first was overturned, That ball going out of play. He's able to score an unearned run. To the credit of the Game Day Angels pitching staff, they've not allowed an earned run so far. Layman James has a chance to make them pay further. Runner at first, Asensio, 2 men out. The kick and pitch. And it is up and in, and it in fact hits the batter very gently. James Layman just gets to walk on down to first base. It got him in the jersey. And he will walk to first. That was not the initial ruling. James thought it just got off the glove of the catcher Ingalls and went to the backstop, but as it would turn out, the home plate umpire, Jamie Balthazar, says that it in fact hit him. So that's the second time that Layman has been gently plunked. He's aboard, reaching base for the 4th time today to bring up Coy Carpenter. Carpenter bunted for it his last time. Now in a 2-out situation, squares the bunt again and pushes one another up the third base line. Porter gloves it, throws to first, in time to get him. And a nice play draws this inning to conclusion. That was a good bunt, but Porter anticipating it, and that bunt with enough on it up the third base line. Porter reached down to glove it and threw across his body to first in plenty of time for out number 3. This time, no dissent from the dugout nor the home plate umpire as we head to the 9th inning. 5-2, the Pios are trailing on the West Coast.
Excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word: crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender, all one word. But then also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is 2 words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
60 AM and 100.3 FM.
So the new and likely the final pitcher for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, Archie Bloomershine. A really nasty reliever. Someone you'd expect a much higher leverage situation than this. The Pios trail 5-2. But Bloomershine, a local from Western Nebraska Community College, has struck out 5 in only 3 innings pitched this year. A nasty sinker slider guy, a good fastball. Works only from the stretch. He hides the ball very well. He's got really, really good stuff. And I would not be surprised if at some point in his future he would be scouted by a major league or independent ball organization. He will face the heart of the lineup, Cale Porter, Peter Goldie, and Owen Best. Porter, Goldie, and Best. Porter, in addition to playing some very solid defense at third base, has reached on 2 errors by his counterpart, Asensio. Neither of those times has scored. He's also walked and stolen a base, so 0 for 3. Bloomershine with outstanding stuff back on the mound, ready on righty. The first pitch is very inside. Porter juts his hips out of the way, trying to avoid it. 1-0. Pios trailing by 3 here in the 9th. Bloomershine trying to keep that deficit right where it is. As he kicks and deals. And a strike on the inside corner. A nice fastball. 1-1. Archie Bloomershine looks in to get his sign now, sets at the belt. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Fouled into the glove of Lang, in fact. 1-2. Archie Bloomershine trying to keep the Pios within striking distance heading into the final frame. Peter Goldie on deck. Here's the pitch. And a called strike 3 at the knees with a fastball. That one almost took the hand off of Jacob Blaine, the catcher. It was thrown so hard. And Cale Porter just powerless in the box trying to do anything about it. First strikeout of the game for Archie Bloomershine. So here now, Peter Goldie. Goldie was plunked twice, hit a sac fly, and singled. That boils down to a 1-for-1 day as he kind of checks his swing and sword swings at a slider down and away. Strike one. First slider that Bloomershine's thrown, and Goldie was really broken down piece by piece on that one. Here's the 0-1, and another slider, and another check swing strike. Bloomershine's got him swinging a telephone pole. 0-2, 1 out, nobody on here in the ninth. 5-3, Pioneers are trailing. A belated start to this one after the weather delay, and a belated finish as the clock strikes 10:15. And there's a swinging strike three. 3 straight fastballs to the first man he faced, followed by 3 straight sliders. The result the same, a strikeout for Archie Bloomershine. So now 2 are gone for Owen Best. Best, the first left-handed batter that Bloomershine will face. He is 0-for-4. The damage has come by the 6-7 hitters predominantly, as there's a ball taken away for strike one, or for ball one rather. James Harbison has an RBI double. The same could be said for Caleb Cancino, who was later pinch hit for. And Bloomershine gets a very low strike with the slider. Owen Best taking a stroll around, and now the Gameday Angels are unhappy with how the zone's been called. The Pioneers have really been on the wrong end of most of these strike calls, but that one may have been the biggest miss in terms of distance. The 1-1 is a swing and a ball hit off the hands on one hop with a lot of English to third, picked out by Asensio. He fires to first in time. Owen Best does not move very quickly up the line, and the side is retired. Nice inning for Archie Bloomershine. A piece of weak contact draws it to conclusion. After he struck out the first 2 men he faced, we head to the last of the ninth. 5-2, the Pioneers are trailing on the West Coast scoreboard.
You know, Floyd's Truck Center began with a single operation in Scottsbluff. Today, the company serves the trucking industry with 9 locations, and at all 9, you will find service departments with factory-trained technicians, fully stocked parts departments, and knowledgeable staff. So when you're on the road in Sydney, Cheyenne, Casper, Gillette, Rock Springs, Rapid City, Fort Pierce, or Belgrade, Montana, service and convenience are just ahead with Floyd's Truck Center.
Nora is a Runza insider.
Yeah, little secret for you. You know Runza burgers?
I do know them.
You can get one with Swiss cheese.
Card. Right.
And mushrooms.
Okay.
Just ask for
the Swiss mushroom burger?
How'd you know?
It's right there on the menu. Come get your Swiss mushroom burger today.
There's something wrong
because
with it,
from the
the
way we
radio
make
output
it
is
to
really,
the way it makes you
really
feel, Runza makes it all better.
No, like we have to keep the input a little bit higher than what we've been doing
Fender,
because it's
hailstorm, could stop on the ice in
My
time.
input
After everyone is safe, Scottsbluff Body and Paint should be the first call you make. There isn't a better shop in the area. Our highly skilled team is experienced at performing all auto body repair and paint jobs. Stop by anytime and speak to one of our technicians, and we'll do a full inspection to show you just how little our repair.
Yeah, no, we just need it to go through all the way because it was very, very quiet. Okay, can you text me? 77. Oh, okay, I have this guy. I know this guy.
Maximize your vehicle's engine protection with professional-grade filtration at Russell's Automotive in Scottsbluff. When you have a MicroGuard oil, air, or cabin filter installed from Russell's Automotive, you will receive a prepaid Visa for each filter, up to $20 from now through June 30th. It's a simple, short rebate form that can either be submitted online or mailed in. Get up to a $20 rebate to save with your oil change service this summer. Request your appointment today by calling 308-635-4065 or going online to russellsautomotive.com.
It takes a lot to run your business, and a lot has changed. What hasn't changed is the professional partnership with your business in E&H CPAs and Management Consultants. When you include our team, we will develop a plan to assist you with your accounting, tax planning, valuation services, and even litigation support and exit planning. Then you can focus on day-to-day responsibilities. Troy Hilliard will guide your business into the future. E&H CPAs and Management Consultants PC. Innovative, trusted, proven. 308-633-6800.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravet coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scotts Bluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships of $49 monthly. You can guarantee your
It's time now for the Runza Postgame Show, presented by Runza Restaurants. Runza makes a great stop before or after every game. Win or lose, Runza makes it all better.
Advantage Chiropractic and Acupuncture in Scotts Bluff supports the Western Nebraska Pioneers, treating your chiropractic needs from newborn to 100 years old. Dr. Levi Boland can treat all your hurts, pains, aches, and injuries. If you're experiencing pain in your head, neck, shoulders, arms, mid, or lower back, or down your legs, call for an appointment today. Advantage Chiropractic is also fully certified with Optum VA. If you know a veteran that needs chiropractic care, call Levi today. Advantage Chiropractic and Acupuncture, 308-633-1425. Go Pios!
Byers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly team will put in the work to reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scotts Bluff, Gearing, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbyersrealty.com or visit us at our Scotts Bluff offices on Avenue B, next to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, folks. We're in the last of the ninth inning. Logan Tribble hit a smash up the middle off the new pitcher, Creed Martin. It trickled out toward the shortstop, but ultimately nobody was able to make a play. So the first hit for Logan Tribble in a Pioneers uniform comes with nobody out here in the last of the ninth. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up as Isaiah Gibbs takes downstairs. Gibbs, a quiet day for himself, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. 5-2, the Pios are trailing. 2 runs, 6 hits, compared to their opponents' 5 runs on 8 hits. Each side has made 3 errors. Tribble at first base against Creed Martin, relieving Marcus Morgan, who had a nice outing. The pitch on the way. A very low strike, 1-1. So Martin is the 9th and most likely final arm used by the Gameday Angels today. Here's the set at the belt. Step off in a jump move to first, and Tribble in safely with the dive. Isaiah Gibbs in a spot to try to keep the line moving. Everybody has to be in swing mode today to cover this enormous strike zone. The 1-1 pitch on its way, and a swing and a miss on a slider down in the strike zone, 1-2. Every at-bat for Isaiah Gibbs is one where he'd like to avoid striking out, not only for the outcome's own sake, but because he hasn't been punched out at all this year. Couple of walks, no strikeouts, not yet. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he wears it between his numbers. So he gets on base, and the ball has just been really just finding people, finding bodies. That's another hit by pitch, the 4th of the game. And now the head coach for Gameday Angels, Mike Coons, is out from the dugout. Coons is visiting instead of the pitching coach, Mike Zergott, who was on assignment. Coons is in his 8th year at the helm. He played college ball at the University of Arizona and then San Diego State, after which he models his social media handle. The years following, he played in the Houston Astros organization from 2007 to 2009. He was barnstorming around indie ball from 2009 to 2013, including a stint in Melbourne, Australia. And now, where does he end up? The state of Colorado, head of a player development organization, Gameday Angels. They're a team that has many high school contingents as well, similar to that of the Cage Rats baseball program run by Tad Rita. So he retreats back to the dugout, and now it'll be Creed Martin to face off against Garrett Fisher. The first pitch is in the dirt. It kicks away from the catcher. There will be no throw to third, as despite being down by Still 3 runs. Logan Tribble advances to third. One thing I should definitely mention, Fisher is the tying run. The Pioneers, who have threatened so often here in these late innings, are in a spot where a single swing can make this a brand new ball game. Fisher, the man up, has a home run this year. He's got power, Gibbs at first, Tribble now at third. Here's the stretch, and a swing and a miss on a high fastball. That part of the zone, not likely one that Garrett Fisher will want to expand to twice. Fisher's lucky to have another at-bat this game after singling twice, and he's 2 for 4. He drew a line, probably to provoke the home plate umpire after a called strike, or a swinging strike, after which he expanded the zone as he takes downstairs, 2-1. Typically, that is literally a line in the sand that hitters never cross with umpires because they'll just get thrown out. Almost a certainty. But Fisher has second life in more ways than one. Here's the 2-1 pitch. The highlight kick. The runner from first takes off, and the ball is fouled straight back, a hanging slider. And it's 2-2. Fisher's task, don't try to do too much. You're the tying run, but you still have Brad Halleck and Aiden Orr hitting behind you. Make Creed Martin work for the outs he gets. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Fisher choked up slightly on his bat weights. Martin, weight on his back leg, the right-hander. Kicks and deals. Slider missing high, 3-2. Garrett Fisher, a big spot in this game. Infield a double play depth, playing for a pair. Martin kicks and deals his payoff pitch, and a ball hit off the hands, lifted foul out of play. The catcher, Ingalls, had a good look, but it was well out of his reach. Out by the National Guard Garrison, still 3-2. Base runners no longer enough for the Pios. They have to turn into runs. Down to their final 3 outs. If they need 3 to tie it, it's not been all that rare that they've had big innings. They've scored 4 or more runs 6 times this year. Step off throw to first and diving back in safely, Isaiah Gibbs. They only need 3 to tie it. 4 would win it. When they've given up big innings, they've been giving up free passes, and their opponent has been giving up their fair share of theirs today. Good teams pay for the mistakes. And the 3-2 is hit off the hands and popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Hodges, settles under it, and he makes the catch. So Fisher makes another unproductive out. And it's 1 out for Brad Halleck. Halleck 0 for 4. He reached base on an error, is struck out once, and hit into a double play. A twin killing here would kill the Pios here in this contest. Trying to open up this 4-game homestand against the Gameday Angels. From Parker, Colorado, they hail. The first pitch is a check swing on a very high fastball. And the appeal out to the field umpire. He did not go. That was in the 50-50 zone, where it's literally a toss-up as to whether or not the umpire calls that a swing. 1 ball, no strikes. Halleck, also a guy with the power to tie this game. Creed Martin, the 8th reliever used this game, deals. And a swing and a miss. The snap through to third base with nobody really covering the bag. Porter was playing off the line. And kind of an unnecessary risk taken by Ingalls. Fortunately, Porter was sure-handed enough and reacted quickly enough to get back in time. 1-1. Halleck expanded the zone there. We'll see if he lowers his sights a bit. Gibbs still at first. Tribble at third. Martin delivers. And a very high breaking ball missing. 2-1. 5-2, the Pios trail. The tying run, Halleck up. The low set, Martin deals. Fastball very high. Ingles had to spear it and nearly leave his crouch. 3-1. Aiden Orr, one of the most dangerous hitters in this Pios lineup. He's on deck. 3-1. Halleck ready to unload. Here's the pitch. And a ball missing inside. Check swing. Ball 4. Halleck works the walk to load the bases. And Orr comes up as the winning run. Aiden Orr on an 0 for 4 day. The team's home run leader. A strong left-handed batter despite his size. He really can punch well above his weight. Not even having taken a college at bat, he has been one of the Pios' best players. He is up with the bases loaded. The pitch, and he takes high. 5-2, the Pios trail as the catcher Ingles comes out to have a word with Creed Martin, who all of a sudden is struggling to find the zone. Not many guys left for the Game Day Angels because they've used them all already. This is the 9th man in to pitch. Creed Martin trying to prevent this game from getting any more out of hand. He's got a 3-run lead, but he struggled to find the zone. A leadoff single, a hit batsman, a pop out, and then a walk. 1 out, bases loaded. One ball, no strikes. All 3 runners take their leads. Tribble at third, Gibbs at second, and Halleck at first. Orr, the lefty, waits and swings and misses. He got a fastball over the outer half, and it looked like he tried to do a bit too much with it. The outfield, strangely, is playing fairly shallow. Clearly, they have no idea the power that this kid possesses. The young age of 18. The 1-1. In. Ooh, a little bit low, actually. That ball just missing below the kneecaps of Aiden Orr. 2 balls, 1 strike. All 3 runners take their leads again. Nobody holding. 1 out, bases loaded. 5-2, the Pios trail in the 9th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball hits a deep left field. Emerson ranging back, turning, looking. It is 1 hop up against the 362 marker. 1 run scores. Here comes Gibbs. Oh no, he got the red light. A snap throw behind him at the third base. And now it is the runner at second trying to reach back. It is too late. Here comes the throw to the plate. It gets by him. What is going on? The ball goes to the backstop with the pitcher covering. 2 runs are in to score, and the lead is cut to 1. What on earth happened there? It is a long single for Aiden Orr. And let's take a breath and see what the heck happened exactly. Aiden Orr hit a high fly ball that split the gap out in left center. Everybody thought it was gone, but it took 1 hop up to the left of the 362 marker. That's the first part. Tribble scored. Gibbs came to third and stopped. The throw came in very quickly, but the runners behind him, Halleck and Orr, didn't get the memo. So Halleck was stuck between second and third, and Gibbs, who dove back in safely, all of a sudden had to get up and advance to the plate. The throw came into second. Halleck was too late. He was in there safely. And Orr is back at first safely. The run came in to score, and it's 5-4. That'll be an E6 on the throw as Jacob Lang, with a winning run at first base, takes inside. So Aiden Orr just gets a one run batted in despite that ball almost clearing the wall. Halleck at second, Orr at first. 1 out, 5-4, the Pios trail by 1 now. And time is called as the pitcher was just about ready to begin his motion. And I don't imagine the Angels head coach is going to be too pleased with that. 1 ball, no strikes to Lang. Lang's flaw to today has been he's hit the ball on the ground. 1 hit at somebody here, could end the game. Infield at double play depth. The corner's playing back, guarding the line. 5-4, tying run at second. And a ball missing high with the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody getting loose in the Angels bullpen. Everybody's been used already in a committee bullpen game. And Creed Martin struggling. Here's the set. Just above the belt. Martin pitches. And a strike at the knees, and it's 2-1. That was a pitch for Lang to let it eat on. He's trying to get under it. Michael Asensio is on deck, who has 2 hits today, including a run batted in. Lang's the guy they want. Both runners take their leads. Halleck at second or at first. Miraculously, they were both safe on that play, and there's a high drive to left field. Emerson, ranging over, reaches up and makes the catch. He had to go to his left as the throw comes in easily to third base, and both runners will have to retreat. Lang gets a good piece of one, but not enough. And now Michael Asensio. Asensio reached base 3 times today. He was hit by a pitch, doubled and singled to drive in a run. A base knock here could tie the game. Although Halleck does not have that much speed over there at second base, that'll certainly be his goal. A look at second. Here's the first pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Power to fastball right by Asensio. Asensio, who's been ready for that today, just could not quite get a piece. 2 across to score to make this a 1-run game. Halleck the tying run, a big lead at second. Here's the pitch on the way. Oh, inside, and it hits Asensio in his dome. So he walks it off. His 2nd time being hit, his 6th time being hit this year. And not only that, but it's the 5th hit by pitch of the game. What on earth? Now head coach Nelson is going to have a word with him just to make sure he's all right. You'd hate for a guy to get concussed in any situation, but certainly in a spot like this. Michael Asensio just keeps taking the painful way to get on base. 6 hits and 6 hit by pitches in his season so far. Wow. So now James Lehman, he has the chance to be the hero. Lehman making his debut has not been set down today. Much like his predecessor Asensio, he too has been hit twice. On a day where Creed Martin has not been able to find the zone, if he were to wear one, the game would be tied. 5-4, the bases loaded once again. Lehman, left-handed batter. The runners take their leads. And a ball missing down and away. Ball 1. Halleck at third or at second is the winning run. And Asensio at first. Asensio does not matter, save for the fact that he sets up the force play. The 1-0. Inside. Martin has not threatened the strike zone with either of those first 2 offerings. 2-0. Halleck, not all that fast of a runner at third. The tying run. Lehman trying to get one into the outfield. In some capacity, likely to score him. Martin sets. Here's the pitch. Inside and low, ball 3. 3-0. James sees the ball very well, but I am certain that he will not get the green light on this one. Coy Carpenter, one of the toughest outs on the entire team, is on deck. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pios trail by 1. 3 balls and no strikes. James Lehman in his Pios debut waits for the 3-0 and takes up and away ball 4. And this game is tied. Lehman reaches base yet again. In comes Halleck to score, and Aiden Orr is now at third. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Coy Carpenter. Creed Martin possibly just one pitching change too many. 3 across this frame makes the score 5-5. Coy Carpenter, a left-handed batter, who tried to bunt his pass 2 times. 1 time he was successful. The most recent one he was not. The first pitch, low and away, ball 1. At this point, you might as well just wait for him to throw you a strike. He hasn't been able to do that in consecutive times today. One and 0. Carpenter swings and misses on an inside fastball. 1-1. Two outs, bases loaded. 5-5 the score. The left-handed batting Carpenter waits as Martin pitches, and he dribbles one foul. 1-2. One and two. Carpenter trying to stay alive. Pio's trying to avoid extras here. They've tied the game with 3 here in the 9th. All 3 runners take their leads as Martin pitches and a swing and a softly hit ball out towards shortstop, and it eats up the shortstop. Here comes the runner from third, and the Pios win it. That one was a softly hit line drive, and with so much spin on it, Hodges could not field it cleanly. Aiden Orr comes in to score, and the ball game is over. The Pios, at one point, faced a deficit that seemed insurmountable, have scored 4 against the Gameday Angels bullpen to come away victorious. The final line score: 5 runs, 7 hits, and a bad 5th error that costs the Gameday Angels the game. 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the victorious Pioneers. We'll be back for our Runza post-game show and our Taco John's player of the game in just a moment.
What's your plan? Hi, I'm Kevin Carmody, Life and Health Producer at J.G. Elliott Insurance Center. Are you an individual needing life, health, disability, or long-term care insurance? Are you a business owner wanting to offer or enhance your group health and ancillary benefits? If so, give me a call at 308-635-2023. Together, we can build a plan that meets your needs today, tomorrow, and well into the future.
J.G. Elliott Insurance Center, a Platte Valley company.
Our producers know that running a successful operation these days requires having reliable service and quality products. That's why you can trust the knowledgeable people at Westco to provide you sound agronomic advice, aerial application, bulk fuel, lubricants, propane, tires, and other essentials to keep your operation running smoothly. Our priority is helping you succeed. Call or visit your nearest Westco location today. Westco. Service, solutions, success.
Westco's your best value through and through.
Fender bender, hailstorm, couldn't stop on the ice in time. After everyone is safe, Scottsbluff Body and Paint should be the first call you make. They're in a better shop in the area. Our highly skilled team is experienced at performing all auto body repair and paint jobs. Stop by anytime and speak to one of our technicians, and we'll do a full inspection to show you just how little our repair services will cost you. Our work is not complete until your car is safe and you're on the road again. Call today, Scottsbluff Body Paint, 225-6408.
KNEB 960 AM and 100.3 FM.
So, time for our Runza post-game show. The Pios win a thriller after trailing for the vast majority of this game. Their last lead is the only one that they needed. A walk-off error, albeit a good at-bat by Coy Carpenter, really was what really helped. A bases loaded at bat is never easy, and he made a good piece of contact and spun the ball, served it like a tennis ball, and ultimately that was too much for the shortstop Hodges to handle. Let's give you a quick game summary as part of our Runza post-game show. The scoring began in the second inning against Justin Morgan. He only lasted 3.1 innings. And it was a couple of RBI doubles, one by James Harbison and another by Brady Ingles, or rather, Caleb Cancino, who was the catcher at the time. Ingles would later substitute in for him. Cancino got an RBI double. It was 2-0 after the second inning, and that lead would double after a sacrifice fly and then a mental mistake by the Pios defense with runners aboard at first and third. A classic first and third double steal situation, just kind of blew up the way they tried to deal with it. I made the deficit 4-0. Bottom of the fourth, they finally got on the board, albeit by way of an unearned run. A walk, a single, a double play, a strikeout, and then an error on the catcher allowed in order to reach, and ultimately the runner to score from third. It was 4-1. But then a solo shot, the only one of the game. It was hit by Keegan Pitt in the DH. A long home run over the left field wall against, I believe it was Cullen Flowers. That was the only run he allowed. That made the deficit that the Pioneers faced 5-1. That would be all they needed. Excellent outings from Brody Fay and Archie Blumersheim. Really kept this game close. And that's really one of the underrated aspects about having such a deep and talented bullpen. It is, they can turn losses into wins. If they keep you in a game long enough for your offense to finally get something going, that's, it's huge. And the outcome is really a reflection of that. It was 5-1 hitting into the ninth, and the Pios, who had come up with big innings 6 times this year, 4 runs or more, they just got their 7th, 4 across against Creed Martin, the 9th man to pitch for the Gameday Angels. Possibly just a little bit too friendly with the changes that time. And Martin just really had trouble finding the strike zone. A leadoff man aboard on a single, a hit by pitch, a pop out, then a walk loaded the bases. Aiden Orr came up with an RBI single that really should have been a lot more than that. It was only a few feet shy of being a home run, but everybody holding up to make sure that dropped just kind of stood their ground. So he was credited with the single. Then another hit by pitch to Asensio, who really had a great performance today. 2 hit by pitches and 2 hits, including a run batted in. He was on first when James Lehman was issued a bases loaded walk. That forced home the tying run. The Pios really did a better job than I think I've ever seen them do with runners in scoring position, or at least with the bases loaded. A lot of arduous and productive at-bats, and just an outstanding job by all of them. So that is ultimately how the game drew a conclusion. Coy Carpenter came up with the game-ending hit. It was ruled an E6, but it was an excellent piece of hitting that led to this improbable Pioneers victory. Once again, the final line score, 5 runs, 7 hits, 5 errors, and 10 left aboard for the Gameday Angels. 6 runs on only 8 hits, 3 errors, and 10 left aboard for the Pioneers. The winning pitcher in this game is Archie Blumersheim, coming in for the 9th inning and putting up a 0. He and Brody Fay with some outstanding late inning relief today. The losing pitcher is going to be Creed Martin. Martin has not only his first loss, but is responsible for the first loss of his team, the Gameday Angels, playing their season opener here at Oregon Trail Park. Has now with the second part of our Runs Up Postgame show. Time for our Taco John's Player of the Game interview with none other than Coy Carpenter. Coy, thank you very much for joining us. Let's see. Are you coming through okay? All right. The mic yes, we can. Cool. Mic seems to be coming through all right. Coy, I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of the context entering into this game. You had kind of a rough day in the previous the previous official game, and then you got the chance to take some live at bats here earlier on this week. How did that help you kind of, I guess, sharpen the knife or kind of reset entering this game?
Definitely taking live at bats against our own pitching staff is very difficult. So it'll definitely hurt your pride, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to get better. I'm here to see some good pitching. So, but other than that, I'm just happy we got the win.
Do you think that helps you kind of entering in against the Gameday Angels arms here today?
I think it did. It didn't help my confidence, but it definitely helped me making some mechanical adjustments for sure. So, yeah.
Speaking of adjusting, it's pretty hard to see 9 different pitchers in 9 innings. What was that like, seeing a new arm pretty much every time you went out there?
I've kind of been through it before, because in the spring season, Tuesday games, they'll tend to let most of their guys let their bullpen run a little bit. So, I mean, it's something I haven't seen before. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable, but you just got to be comfortable being uncomfortable sometimes. So, I mean, that's just baseball.
Well, he certainly looked very comfortable in the box, coming up in a bases-loaded situation, a big spot. The winning run only 90 feet away at third. Like, take us through what your approach was entering that at bat.
My approach was, he already walked the guy on 4 pitches, but, regardless of those, 4 straight balls, I was like, I'm going to have to see some pitches, obviously, but at the same time, I want to still be aggressive. And if I see something I like, just swing. And if I miss, it's whatever. Just that's my problem. That's been my problem recently, with the 0 for 5 game, and then 1 for 6 today. I just haven't been aggressive enough, but I'm glad I was aggressive that at bat, and it helped us win.
All it takes is 1 pitch to do maximum damage on, and that was certainly the outcome in this game. Coy, thank you very much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
This was our Taco John's Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gehring. Make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before, during, or after every game. Thank you very much again for listening to another edition of Pioneers Baseball from the Logos broadcast booth. I'm Carson Trails. This has been our Runza postgame show. Runza doesn't like to think of themselves as just another restaurant in town. They like to think of themselves as part of the community, Runza, with locations in Scottsbluff, Gehring, Chadron, and Alliance. Thank you very much for riding out the late shift with us here today. The Pioneers are ultimately victorious by a score of 6-5. They will return tomorrow on this Friday evening for a 2-game set, the first of which will begin at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time. First pitch, Dallin Turner will get the ball against the Liberal BJs, very talented Kansas team. The first of 2 being played on Friday, the second being on Saturday, and finally the homestand being bookended by a game with the Gameday Angels again. So thank you very much again for joining us. This has been our Runs It Postgame Show. I'm Carson Trail, and we will see you tomorrow night for more Pioneers Baseball on the radio.
This has been the Runza Postgame Show, presented by Runza Restaurants. Runza makes a great stop before or after every game. Win or lose, Runza makes it all better. Today's broadcast is copyrighted and the sole possession of KNEB and the Nebraska Rural Radio Association. Any rebroadcast